live already. Yeah?
Live.
Yeah.
Oh, coming at you live.
Looks like sound is good. We don't have our tech guy here. Nobody knows what's going on.
Yeah.
We're just a bunch of dumb monkeys pushing buttons, and finally it came on.
Yeah, we're like kids.
Hello, I'm Troy McCool.
Welcome to our weekly game of Dungeons & Dragons. This is Chronicles of the Coast. Results may vary. See your doctor before use. And this is our game taking place in the setting of Dragon Heist Waterdeep. Yay, it's a book by Blizzards. Oh my god. Wizards, it's a book by Wizards of the Coast.
I almost like that better.
A Dairy Queen.
Yeah. And it is winter and they are in a blizzard. It is a fierce blizzard. In the city of Waterdeep. No product placement, no affiliation. I was not paid to say that. Anyways, our players had last done a little bit of business. They had lost their friend who was taken and kidnapped, and said friend, the trail's getting cold. They tried to track him down. They had a few leads, led them to a ship. Some bad stuff happened. There was an explosion, alchemist fire, gunpowder, and everything. They were drowning, falling underwater, bad stuff, just all around, bad times. They were convinced they were going to die, and then that's when our last week's game picked up. So, what was that?
Terrible.
What in the name of commotion?
Please silence all of your sending devices.
Stupid rock.
Alright,
Magic rocks again.
I'm silenced.
Man.
Let me cast silence on it. Am I like sideways a little bit? Like, should I lean that way? I feel like I'm a little off.
You're good.
No, you're good.
I'm always a little off.
I'm gonna switch over to
Shit. But oh,
Bam.
do you know how to do
Let's start here with that person right there.
The one who's not there?
Yeah.
I'm cold. I'm a half orc.
How'd you run all the way over here?
it? I thought he was asleep.
He's cold
That's
quick.
like 20 feet away.
I dashed. Cole fall in water and dragon save Cole. Then we fight Spellslinger and he died. And then Cole almost died. And then I raged for around months. And you?
I took on Cole's voice for a moment there. It's so inspiring. Well, the spellslinger only fell asleep. It's not my fault that he died. I swear, I promise to all of you. I didn't mean to kill him. It really was an accident. But he was asking for it, and I did. It's your fault I didn't get his spell book.
Not my
Because
fault.
we got into trouble with the.
I was just gonna forgive you for
with
putting him to sleep.
You had to bring your you had to bring your brother in with the city guard, and then next thing you know, the body was gone. I tried to.
Where are you at?
Well, we had a couple fights. I know I'm a little addled. Sunday, we got blew up in a big boat, just like Cole said, and we ran from there. And what do you know? The spellslinger, the wizard, he was a short-lived adversary, and I put him to sleep.
I knew you'd try to blame me for all this.
Yeah, well, it's not that. It's pretty. It's convenient, and it's not.
Dirty little gnome.
And then there were bugbears. And then there were some kind of other what did they gazers? Is that what they called them, Finn?
Lasers.
Laser gazers.
Lasers.
Anyways, we messed up pretty much every which way. We lost Fala, and I don't know who's with us and who's against us, but I do know that we got to come out on top somehow.
Hey, you know what we did find? Our first good dragon.
You know what? Good point. That's a good point, Finn.
Yeah, we were saved by a dragon after
Yeah.
we got thrown into the water.
I forgot to mention that in all the ruckus.
And finger pointing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What do you remember, Sunday?
Well, I remember being blasted into the water, freezing cold water, being pulled down. We met a unexpected ally, maybe. A bronze dragon, Zalafar. The bronze?
Zelifarn.
Yes.
Kind of seemed like we inconvenienced him.
I think so too. Maybe we woke him up. Something woke him to blast.
He's pretty cool though. Right?
We weren't supposed to go down there to the dock on the Wave Runner. Obviously, it was a trap.
Who brought it? Who said go there?
All of us. It was a mutual agreement. So we got ambushed. It was a chase. We got ambushed. Somebody hollered at some city guards. We took a report. We got to get our story straight.
I remember somebody adopting some orphans.
Oh yeah, I was going to get to that.
For this.
I asked the orphans to come live with us, but
yeah, that was pretty quick. What?
I got some. I'll fill you in. I'll fill you in.
More curtains.
Curtains?
More.
No.
If you want.
They'll work out. It'll work out.
Hey man.
Yeah, they'll work, won't they, son?
That's it.
You're gonna put.
You're already replacing Fallout. Is that how this is?
Yeah.
No.
Honestly, that's not a bad. I didn't really think of it. We're gonna need someone.
We're gonna stagehands.
This way, they have a safe home. It's a give and take. That's how it works, man.
Hey man, there are Waterdeep labor laws, and
it's not labor. It's free room and board. They do chores. They're children.
Either way, can we?
They have to learn to grow.
I'm pretty sure we're all agreed that Fall is fired, right?
Fall is not fired. Fall is
no. You never fired.
We need to get to the bottom of Fall.
It's terrible.
We're running out of time with Fall.
You just wait for them to quit.
We could just cut his hours.
And
Sunday plenty.
It's getting way too real.
And so you had all taken the night to rest. And waking up the next day, your theater house above the theater is colder than it has been in the mornings.
Can I wake up early?
Indeed. Yeah, you can wake up before sun rises.
Colder.
There's no fire going.
No Fall to light in.
Fall.
No table has been set.
Quiet.
It is quiet.
It's quiet inside.
Oh no! We gotta find this dude. You guys, we can't.
I'm hungry.
I'm gonna head downstairs and find Harlan. See if he's got some bread made.
So, descending the steps down into the actual theater house and making your way to the common kitchen used for the pastries and foods fed to the audience, as well as your own personal kitchen use.
I said it tastes sour, Harlan.
I'm sorry. I'll do it again. Yes, chef. Yes.
I elbow Gramps too. Look at this shit.
He takes out eggs, flour, adds in some sugar.
Stand and watch.
Wait. Finn. You did tell me to make sourdough.
No, Harlan. Everything tastes sour.
Is this another metaphor?
Yes. I throw down my apron and storm off.
Sorry, chef. He continues making his breakfast fare.
So I like sourdough, Harlan. It tastes pretty good. You did
Is it really
a good
sour,
job.
Finn, or are you just saying it's sour?
Everything tastes sour to me.
Yeah, I like that. I'm like,
just bitter.
It tastes fine to me. I think he just misses Fall.
I think he's so too.
He's bitter.
Yeah.
He's salty still.
Yeah. I do too. I do too.
Yeah, let's grab up on some of this food.
I think we should. Are you somebody gonna get me?
We're looking at each other.
I'll get it.
I'm not answering shit.
Thank you, Cole.
Cole, you make your way to the door of the theater house, and you open it wide, and you see 3 of the city watch standing there.
Oh shit. What do you want?
Sir, we have come to follow up on with a report for you regarding your kidnapped friend, as well as it would appear that there was a bit of disturbance in the streets last night, and we come to follow up with that as well. Allow me to get right to the point. First off, it would appear that the mage who had died last night, well, it seems he died because he lost concentration of a spell and fell. That's what we were able to determine with our cleric. He cast Speak with Dead and was allowed to ask 5 questions or so. Maybe it's 6. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not a cleric. Anyways.
So it was Paul that killed it.
Yeah, it would appear it was an accident. It turns out that he was the one who started the fire. And in regards to that as well, he was fleeing the scene of the crime.
Yeah.
And lost concentration and fell.
Sounds about right.
Tragic.
Yeah.
Other than that, I think I should inform you that there was a few other things. It turns out that the mage was actually asked by an Erstal Floxen to make sure that the trail went cold. Basically make sure that there were no survivors.
Oh.
Right. We don't know who was there or who he tried to kill, but it's a miracle that none of the city watch was injured. So let's see.
You're self-lucky then.
Oh yeah. No, definitely. I mean, I wasn't on shift last night, but let's see. There was something else in the report here. It would seem that the mage himself was supposed to meet up with Erstal, although it would appear that Erstal himself was a man behind the kidnapping of your friend as well. With the assistance of one, what's the name? Vivette. One Vivette, who was the one who reportedly kidnapped your friend. Torkel Hogsmeade was the name of the mage. Anyways, so that pretty much takes care of that. I believe if we're able to find your friend, we're going to need to track down this Floxen character, as well as this Vivette character.
All right. Good luck then. And I shut the
Indeed.
door.
Okay, it was nice talking to you.
I turn around and walk back into the room where everybody's eating breakfast.
Yeah. I'm eating Harlan's stuff.
Yeah.
It was the watch.
What'd they say, Cole?
I got rid of him.
And?
Surprisingly,
last night?
surprisingly told me a lot. Apparently, the mage was working for Erstal,
That mother.
and the one who took Fala was called Vivette.
I bet. And Erstal was behind it?
We gotta. They're gonna be so
So what are
lame
we gonna do?
by the time we're done with them.
Hold on a sec. It's time for my I was right dance.
Can you throw a grape at him or something?
I'm
Harlan.
I was actually
I
I'm
was
actually
right.
enjoying that.
Right?
Yeah, that was not
That was cute.
it's not a bad dance spin actually.
No fan.
I'm actually
Break it down.
I'm ready to go there, and I have an idea. I have a plan on how to find them. Do you want to hear it? It's really smart. I feel good about it.
I do.
Old fashioned?
Okay, I'm gonna write him another another letter, and then I'm gonna follow it with my familiar, and then we'll find right exactly where
There
it
you
is.
go. Good idea.
Are you gonna follow the familiar as it like follows the?
Yeah, Cole might have to carry me.
Okay. This
That's a
seems
good
like
idea.
this is gonna be a great ordeal. So be ready to prepare for this.
I'm gonna need some time to study to take a look at that spell book for a little while. The one that's neatly bound in leathery skin.
Yeah, that appears to be mold.
But
I can be The smaller man. I admit, I was wrong.
Alright.
I shouldn't have minded in the part about the
Send
servant.
hail. Hailstorm.
Harlan's getting your guys this morning Bloody Mary ready.
There we go. Harlan, I said shaken, not stirred.
Yes, chef. Sorry, chef.
But that's what it's being shook. You're so hard. You're such a jerk.
Hey.
What do you expect out of the kid?
Harlan, how old are you?
I'm 25.
Harlan, you're 7 years older than me.
Yes, chef. Sorry, chef.
You don't have to take that crap, all that stuff. What he says to you, Harlan.
No, I do. I really do, because he's a better chef than I am, and I really want to impress him. And he's a journeyman in the guild of the Bakers Guild, and I really need this job. I really gotta do well. I gotta prove to everyone back home that I'm not a screw up. I'm not a screw up, Mom.
Easy, your bread is good, buddy. It tastes real good, not sour.
Yes, Grim. Thank you, Grim.
Harlan, I think you need to kill something.
Whoa, so easy. Wow, Sunday.
Do not put that in his head.
He's frustrated.
You're right, Sunday. Right away. I will get poultry, and we will have poultry tonight.
That actually sounds pretty nice. Good idea, Sunday. Not a bad plan.
Harlan,
I'll build it exactly what I want.
the cookies are... They're out the door. I don't make it back from that. They're all yours.
Oh, yes, chef. Thank you, chef.
You really do a good job. I'm hard on you. It's only because I think you as my first apprentice, because you are.
I think I'm having a heart palpitation.
Oh.
Yes, chef.
Thanks.
Thank you, chef.
Baldwin.
Yeah, Grim is going to.
3 young children walking in the room right now. Just.
What's up, kids?
Not it.
Yeah, for what?
12 because. Alright, well, I'm gonna go procure some more potions of healing. I think that would be a lot helpful. Cole, can I have 150 gold?
Does that sound okay to everyone else?
For what?
It's not a bad idea.
What are you doing?
We could use them.
Alright. Okay. They probably know we're still alive, right, guys?
Oh yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
I'm gonna go to the far and away shop real quick. Go see Gotha. And I'll go and get some potions there and come back here. Does that sound alright?
I don't think you probably shouldn't go alone. We always remember last time.
So what are you gonna do about these orphans?
Maybe send the little ones. They can.
You gonna send orphans to go?
Little orphans. Will you go to?
Graham.
What?
No.
You're not good.
If you have to ask the question, should we send orphans to go do this? That's when you're already in the wrong there, buddy.
They're not gonna. They wouldn't steal.
No, good question is no.
Would they?
No.
Wouldn't steal
What do they get
from us.
kidnapped?
What?
What do they get kidnapped?
I couldn't even imagine. I didn't think of that. Okay, don't send
You
them.
took them into
Shouldn't
your
send the
care, man.
orphan. Not me.
Now they know
Sunday?
how to link to us, man.
They're your problem.
These quick folk are just insane.
You do know, sir, that we have names.
See what you did, guys. See,
And I wrote them down.
Harlan, get these kids something to eat.
He wrote them down. He's a funny guy. That one. He's kind of strange.
You that tiefling.
I.
What's your name again?
Sorry, sir. I thought I heard that you said you wrote it down.
Well, I have suddenly missed. Do you see notes in my hand at all? I could.
This is that black book.
It's.
Oh, This black? What black? I'm not sure which black book you're talking about.
My name is Squidly.
Squidly?
Yes, Lord.
I'm not a... You can call me Grim.
Yes, Lord.
Squidly?
You were Grim.
How would you like to learn magic?
I have a bow and arrow. I have everything I need.
Well, you're pretty good. He's pretty good with that, huh? Mm-hmm. All right.
Yeah, kind of like a ranger of some sort.
Kind of like a ranger. Not a
Despite the fact I've only got one eye, I've got a great shot. Even hit the bullseye sometimes.
You helped us out. I don't know. You know, if you want to go out alone, Finn, go take off.
All right, I do. As soon as I leave past the door, I use disguise self.
And
I look like a different orphan.
a different orphan.
Yes.
Just clothes to rags.
Yeah, I look like a Triton. How about that?
A Triton orphan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's how I'm mixing it up a little bit there.
Only
Yeah.
3.5 feet tall.
Triton orphan.
They are actually quite short.
Yeah.
I learned. Yeah. So that's accurate. Although not quite 3.5 feet tall.
Well, he can make himself look a foot taller.
So you're short. You're a short Triton.
Yeah.
You're a baby Triton.
Yeah. We'll start getting on with this.
All right. Through the snow, gently coming down this morning, following the cobblestone all the way to her shop. It is, of course, open. She seems to almost always be open. And you step into the warm shop, light, warmth.
I reach in my pocket. Did I get any gold from Cole?
Sure.
Thanks.
Yeah. I ran upstairs and then ran back down.
With a small money pouch in pocket, you rush over and you open up the dark, creaky wood of Gotha's shop far and away. You step in and close the shop behind you, and Gotha, as per the usual, has one arm up on the counter, chainmail, somewhat taken care of. It seems to be her main attire. That's her formal, casual wear.
Alright, as I walk up to her, I'm going to pretend that I'm not Finn. Hi, I'm looking for potions, healing potions. Do you have any of these?
No.
Oh. Well,
Go to the apothecary.
where's that?
It's like 4 doors down.
Thanks, nice lady, and I run outside.
The door closes behind you. You rush out and you see that a few doors down there is actually a sign for an apothecary.
Oh man, if I wasn't a Triton, you'd see how red my face is at this point.
The door to the apothecary shop has a sign overhanging it. It looks like a large healing potion, although the inside of the potion itself has a blossoming red rose. The sign on the door simply says, "The Rosy Filter."
Shoot. I'm not a particularly ugly orphan, am I?
It's your disguise.
Cool. They got really big eyes, like...
Larger than normal and kind of like sad.
Yeah, a little bit sad, yeah.
Giant eyes. Protrude a little bit.
No, I walk in and you hear like the bell open on the door, and what do I see?
You step into the Rosy Filter, and immediately you are beset by the fragrances of many flowers, herbs, spices, and incenses and oils. You take a deep breath, and you need to roll a Constitution save.
I'm good with that, right? Because I'm a Triton now?
You're gonna be trapped in here forever.
Yep, that's exactly what happens. Oh.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely. Cheers.
Everybody enjoy your old fashions.
Yes,
Thank
they're
you for
quite
making that.
delicious.
Cheers,
Cheers,
Happy
son.
New Year's.
It's gonna be super fun
Right?
when I got here, guys.
Happy New Year's.
Cold followed then.
Cole comes running up after Finn, seeing him leave.
I just watch him go in and out of stores.
That is my real response there. Like,
So you're following him then?
yeah. What happens to me?
What was your check?
Oh, that was a 4, 5, 6, 7.
7. So you look around for a second, and you're just kind of overwhelmed with like this feeling of like everything's good. Everything's real good.
Oh no!
And you look over and you actually make you don't make eye contact. You see the back of an elven figure with a light purple skin and ebon black hair. This woman appears to be reaching to the top shelf of something, and she grabs a potion down and turns around. And as you make eye contact, you look deep into beautiful amber eyes, and the form that she has is something less than casual and formal polite wear. In fact, she's actually showing a lot of skin, which is kind of unsettling. And immediately the herbs and oils and spices and everything kick in, and you feel like this is your best friend ever.
Oh shit! No man, if only I were an elf.
So she sees. Oh, greetings, my lord. Welcome. Please step on up to the counter. She walks over almost like seductively, intentionally, but trying to make it look casual, and kind of leans over the counter a little bit.
Do I still look like a sea triton?
I don't know. Have you dropped concentration by...
No, I don't have to concentrate on.
Oh, there you go.
Myself. So why'd she call me my lord?
Because you're a male. And she's your best friend.
Hey.
I think you step in as well, correct?
Yeah, I'm
watching from the outside. He
yeah.
doesn't even know I'm following.
No, wait, no. So like, I can't control myself. I'm like super overwhelmed by this, and I just like start blowing it right there. I'm just like, potions, please.
Yes, my lord. We have potions. What kind would you like?
Healing potions.
Anything else?
I don't think I have enough of
You
that.
should go say goodnight to Plato.
Well, I'm sure we can make an arrangement.
Okay.
How much do you have?
$150
Take her out.
gold.
What's up?
Tell you what.
And I can start to drink.
I can give you 3 potions of healing. And I'll give you a discount the next time you come in, if you can come back within the next 3 days. Think you can do that for me?
I love it.
You totally zoomed in on the picture. Yeah, like, as she says that, like, I'm just like, yes.
Damn, you missing this.
This is like,
Watch it.
I just start putting the money on crying. Just like, take it, just take it.
It's all there, right? You wouldn't lie to me, would you?
God damn it.
I hope.
Who gave him the money?
All right. Here you go. 3 potions. She puts them on the counter.
Thank you.
They're my finest. And remember, when you come to the Rosy Filter, come for the potions. You can stay for the cans.
Oh god.
Oh god, dude.
You feel yourself absolutely
I get
infatuated.
like it's really awkward. I'm just like, bye. So I run out the door. Like I push it open. I'm just like, oh god.
I'm trying to get out.
Yeah.
Your disguised self has
Like a
shifted you into a
13-year-old boy.
buff-ass Cole. In the midst of all of your
I just swell up as soon as I walk to the door.
Why? But I just feel like impressing her.
The blood has gone to my head.
Anyway, I'm gonna make it back as fast as I can.
That's great.
On your way out, I just approach. Everything go okay?
Yes.
You're acting a little weird.
No, I'm not.
What's going on in your pants?
Wait, you can see that?
It's the potions.
It's the potions, man.
It's the potions in my pockets.
Is that a potion in your party? You
I know.
plan to see me.
Let's get out of here.
As I
Can't
thought,
tell me
I should have
about
left
this.
it.
You're supposed to say you looked. Hold on. Just can't tell anybody about that. Like later. You know, when we go back to the bar.
Something to be ashamed of?
That's funny shit. No, totally. Anyway.
Shrinking back down to Finn.
Layers of the
The
illusion.
cold air is shrinkage.
Alright, let's go.
Cold factor.
From the window. On the way back, the spell seems. On the way back, the spell seems to dissolve itself, and you can't. You don't really understand what really came over you there.
Poor Finn.
Just kind of like, oh, what happened to me?
You guys, that was good stuff.
That's great.
Aromatherapy.
I'm glad Grim wasn't there. Speaking.
How many potions did you get for the 150?
3.
You gonna hold on to those?
No. I should give one to each of you.
Yeah, alright.
I still got the one from yesterday, right?
Yeah, are you guys back at the theater now?
Probably should have picked up a healer's kit.
I still got one, but
Right.
can you guys use this?
I can't.
I didn't think so.
Back at the theater, as you guys are walking through the doors and whatnot, you begin making your way back to your room. So you try and pick up your equipment and you try and figure out what you're going to do with your day. You pass by 3 of the children who are now sweeping the stage with scowls on their faces, casting sideways glances at Sunday, who is sitting on a chair reading up the Waterdeep Wazoo.
I am studying some of these new spells.
Was the explosions in the news?
Speaking of that, hey,
Yeah.
Cole,
What about any
did
any news like the Zentara?
There actually is a lot up there on the news. It turns out that the City Watch has they have divulged the Waterdavian Wazoo in some of the details, and the Wazoo itself says that the city is kind of in an uproar over recent events, that the Zentarum appearing to have been behind the fireball at the Troll Skull Alley, and Urstal Floxen is believed to be behind that, as well as rumors of a great wizard who may be in the city to try and overthrow the Open Lord. Conspiracy theories are running wild. People are throwing accusations this way and that. And the city is basically on a witch hunt for any and all Zentarum. They are being rounded up and taken to dungeons, awaiting any sort of a trial.
Fun.
No questions asked. Just slapped in chains.
Slapped in chains. That's what the news says. I read that out loud.
So,
Check this out, guys.
the orphans seem to be the only ones paying attention, and they give you awkward glances.
I just read out loud anyway. As soon as you guys get done sweeping up that stage, you guys can have some cookies. One each.
Harlan's gonna be pissed.
It'll be
alright.
Cole, can we
Well, wait till I gotta get it back.
can we spare another 150 gold?
What?
Can we that's a super nice tap, bro.
Oh, you like this?
Yeah, I do it. I like. Is that your dad? On the
Front. Back.
on the back.
I like the goats.
Yeah. Grab us on the shoulder.
Yeah, the demon
I can finally start writing down our accomplishments. It feels good.
on your your body is your book. I like
That's
it.
what we do.
Grim likes it.
Yeah.
Do we have the gold?
What goal?
Like 150.
For what?
Well, if I'm gonna learn any of these spells from this book, I need a bit of gold.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So
Anything else? 'Cause I don't even keep making trips.
Sunday?
what?
So you went away.
Not really.
So I'm
I'd just like to save some of it, so we got some coin. You know?
Somebody knocking? Is someone there? What?
You look over and you catch a glimpse in the window. There is a raven on the windowsill.
About time! I throw my chair backwards and get up.
Raven kind of stops, looks side of his head, cocked this way, turns and flies off. Looking at the windowsill, you see that it left a little strip of paper.
Okay. What is the strip of paper?
It merely says Temple of Gond.
The priest of Gaunt. That's who one of the ones responsible for healing our friend. Yeah.
Yeah. And we got a lead. And are we really ready to actually start going anywhere?
I cannot. I must stay behind for many hours today to learn new spells. Otherwise, I may not be as useful as I could be.
I don't want to just leave you behind, Brad.
6 hours. I could send my familiar with you, and if I can look through its eyes from time to time.
We could always just run away every time something happens instead of fighting this time. Brad.
What? I did most of the killing. I was
just asking if you guys
pretty comfortable.
Could I have spent last night
You guys want to
studying these spells? Okay.
If you guys don't want to split up, we could wait the 6 hours, I guess.
No, we don't have to do that.
Let's just... Never mind. Continue.
We can just find something
Because you
to
didn't have the
do.
money and the supplies.
It's true.
And it was nighttime.
Okay. Yeah, so I mean, unless you guys just, do you want me to come?
I'll stay out of trouble.
I'll come,
What do you need,
but
like, I can stay out of trouble, guys.
I have I have the components. I have the supplies.
What's the money for? Strict questions for the supplies.
I know it's true. I know what it's for. But I just assume that, are we gonna go play that?
I can run there, come back real quick, and totally not die.
Yeah, right.
It's just a milk run.
Okay.
It's just a milk run, dude. It's just a little milk delivery. We got this, no problem. It's gonna
Where's Ursula and Vivette? How do we find that?
Well, last time we met, Urstel was in the yawning portal, right?
Yeah, that's where we found him last. Where he summoned us to.
Right. Doesn't he? Yeah.
My scheme to find Urstel was to write him a letter and send my familiar after it. So that's what I was thinking.
hand out the potions real quick.
Okay.
What are they? Let's hear it.
Was this was in your pants?
Yes.
That's great.
You.
What are they? A potion of
Lesser.
potion of lesser?
I believe.
Is that what you bought?
Yeah.
Well, they had to be more than 50 each, unless she ripped you off.
No, 150.
Oh right, you only got 3.
Alright, so Graham needs some time to study. Let's go run his errand then. Get some more information.
Well, and as you so correctly point out, Cole, I need the supplies as well. So perhaps I should accompany you to the Temple of God after all, and perhaps maybe study later. Get my supplies along the way.
Okay. Sunday, you come with us?
Temples usually have lots of ink.
Sure.
Okay.
Scribes and
More feds.
yeah. Perhaps I can buy something.
Yeah.
You're in charge.
Oh, goody. Wait. What are we in charge
Harlan. Oh, come on!
In the kitchen.
Who's the oldest one of the three? Who's their leader?
The Nat, the young, skinny, lanky girl
Nat.
who is hearing impaired appears to be
Yes.
their leader.
Okay.
It's a little smart for me.
The drink?
Yeah.
Yes,
good.
you
That's
gotta,
okay.
you gotta start.
Oh.
I'll have
Steer
what?
it, though.
Just give us.
I'll have Squidly tell her that they are to look after themselves, stay inside, just make yourself at home. Don't bother Harlan. Tell him I said you each get one cookie. I'll be double checking on that.
Well, Sunday, look at your heart.
Don't trash the place. Don't let anybody in.
Right, my lady. Well,
And Nat's in charge. Because she's the oldest.
Okay.
they do some signs of their made-up sign language that they have that Nat invented, and you know what?
That could
Right.
be sign language.
She invented her own form. She was never taught a sign.
Okay.
They've let you know that much in the short amount of time that they have been here. It's like, we'll look after the place,
Okay.
milady. Well,
Just consider this your new home.
okay. All right. Well, I'll see you later.
Yeah.
Guys, is there a performance tonight?
It should be. Every day, right?
Yeah.
2?
Then you should probably let people in.
Oh, yeah. Other than the regular business operations, yeah. Forgot about all that. So,
Don't steal anything.
You call that Nat? We're not supposed to steal anything.
It's the rules. Don't steal anything from the guest.
they can do the curtains.
Right. Okay. We're in charge. We're in charge,
They
Nat.
can do the curtain for the stage director.
Also, you gotta listen to the stage director whenever a performance is going on.
Yep.
Nat kind of stares at you for a second and then waits for them to sign what you said. As she's trying to read your lips,
God
and
damn it. Alright, I start writing all this stuff down really quick.
they take the paper and they all kind of look over it a little bit. And
Say in like 20 minutes, somebody's going to show up and
Yeah,
do
like
it.
sooner or later people are gonna show up, they're gonna be like actors, they're gonna like do a stage performance.
you just kind of all nod at you, and then they walk away,
Mhm.
disappearing backstage somewhere.
See,
And
Write a letter to the stage manager and give him a description of job duties for these 3.
what am I grim? And I start writing this down.
And this will be like their daily tasks. their
Yes,
daily stuff.
that's right. Scribble that papyrus.
okay, so you
I
Every
write
4
down-
hours, they get a half-hour break.
Yep.
you leave for the city streets
Start
of
myself
Winter
a union.
Waterdeep.
We tell Harlan nothing.
Tell Harlan nothing. He leaves the kitchen.
Crummy.
This is like, there's a list of like above, you know.
Yeah,
Just tell Harlan nothing.
he leaves the kitchen, and they're like, "We're in charge. We want 3 dozen cookies.
cookies.
We got a note."
Right.
Permission slip.
We're on a field trip to the kitchen today.
All right.
Some cookies.
Is everybody ready for this? I don't know if we're gonna come back.
It's just a holy place, Finn. We'll be okay. We'll be
Okay.
fine. Let's go. Let's giddy up.
Where is this place at?
I'll send my
Oh, this is right
owl
there,
ahead of
so-
us to scout, maybe about, say, 120 feet ahead of us.
Your owl takes to the sky, lands on the occasional perch here and there between buildings, looks down, looks around, and keeps track of what's going on. The city is a little bit busy today, despite the fact that it is a cold winter with snow gently falling. But they're out and about, people visiting the markets and getting some of their things and chores done, taking clothing to the launderers and other such mundane tasks for the day. Oh, I'm like way too high, aren't I? I mean in a sense like that. So
A vertical
You better
sense.
clear that up.
I would lose my job. Not the case. So you're out and about on the streets. Kind of a busy day, as I said. And you start making your way to the Temple of Gond. It is, from what you have seen, a pretty interesting establishment. Once a year, they hold a festival called the Parade of Wonders, where people from all corners of the land come to bring their inventions to the temple, and they bring them out for display. And it can be pretty dangerous, actually, this time, because who knows whose inventions are going to work and whose inventions won't. They've included all kinds of unusual things, as complex as new forms of shield guardian to last year's winner of an invention, or runner-up for third place, actually, was a gnome who invented a automatic street sweeper. However, the Otiok broke out of the crate and attacked 3 commoners, and he was disqualified from third place.
What was his name?
Who knows? He didn't win, so nobody remembers him.
Oh.
Right.
Anyways, and you begin making your way that way. However, there is a little bit of a side scuffle that catches your ear. You look down an alleyway and you see that there are 4 men who seem to be accosting a duo of people. There is a half-orc woman accompanied by a elven bard of sorts. They are back to back and seem to be defending themselves, as these 4 others, 3 men in chainmail as well as a man with cloak and dagger style, have kind of cornered them. Some of the shouting down the alleyway is like, "Right, you get the city guard. We got ourselves a couple of Zentarum. Oh, maybe we're gonna get a reward. 2 of them? I bet." And the cloak and dagger starts to turn and run down the alleyway to when he comes face to face with you and sees you standing there. And Cole, looking down the alley, you actually make eye contact with Yagra Stonefist. And she kind of gives a knowing look of like, "I'm in trouble." The man, "Are you going to move out of the way? Quit blocking it. Got us a couple of outlaws down there. I need to get the guard."
I cast sleep.
You bring your hands up and begin casting a spell. Let me know what happens.
Copycat.
You're just jealous. I got it up first. Why don't you screw this up, guys?
Perhaps that is already been
I'm waiting
done.
for
The opening salvo.
Curious who the target is.
The guy who's
Himself.
talking
I'll have no part of this.
Obviously, the guy who's talking to Cole. Anyway, I'm gonna guess it's the second one.
Can't take it, so I'm
Okay.
going to sleep.
So I pull out a pinch of sand and I go pocket sand. I throw it in his face.
Okay.
And when I do this, I now have to roll a bunch of d8s. 2 more than before. So 5 d8s plus 2 more. Sorry, guys.
What are you talking about?
Got 5 here. That is
Pushing us into a combat?
I'm putting us all to sleep.
No, it's the lowest hit point person first. But I think it's enough targets.
It's who he targets.
Targets in the area.
Yeah.
Hostile targets.
7.
You need targets in the area. He could pick you guys if he wanted.
Oh,
39.
39?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, 39 to him first.
Sand.
I reach out and catch him.
You grab him in your arms. He falls and limp in your arms, just like that. The 3 other men down the alleyway kind of turn and see what just happened, and is like, what have you done with him? What's going on here?
He fainted.
He fainted.
He ran
Yeah.
into Cole and fainted.
There's something wrong with this man. He
Does-
seems like he. Oh my god! He's. And I use minor
Is he
illusion
convulsing?
and I put pox all over him.
Deception check from both of you.
Never works.
Cole, are you holding him real still?
I like.
Minor illusion doesn't move.
Sure.
I got a 12.
You got a 12?
Yeah. Wait, prestidigitation. That's what I'll do. Sorry.
Like a big spot?
Yeah. Ooh.
That's really good.
Nice.
Mid-20s.
Okay.
22.
Okay.
You look over. Oh, blimey! Look at that! What happened to Wirt?
Word.
Oh my god, he's got worm
What
warts.
is wrong?
Right. You all go get the guards. We'll hold these two hostage.
Now, how about you go get the guards? We'll make sure your friend comes too.
Don't you know he only has seconds to live? We have to get him to the cleric immediately.
Well, he looks fast.
He hurt his
Do you
leg
not
last
know
week.
who I am? Do as you're told. Go get the guards.
Wirt would have wanted us to collect the bounty. Who cares what Wirt would have wanted? I need that money. I got gambling debts to pay off.
Word of a noble? That'll put you in the stockade for sure. Go get the guards.
Piss off.
I was waiting for that. Really?
Noble folk always looking down on us. Anyways, you two surrender, and you all piss off.
You surrender.
The orcish woman takes this opportunity to pull out a club that she had sequestered and strikes the nearest man to her.
Oh. Well, I guess we're involved. Sorry, guys.
It's okay. It's a diversion.
Roll initiative. Oh. Okay.
You got another sleep spell?
I was just thinking about that. I didn't even do it.
I got 18.
You're bluffing pretty good.
Guess what I get? I got a 7 for initiative. But
You gotta do your dice too, dude.
yeah, that's what I'm about to do right now.
Alright.
My New Year's resolution is to try to do less table talking again.
Yeah.
This would be-
New Year's resolution.
These two.
Resolution, I like it.
Yeah. Alright. Oh, wow. 69, bro.
Alright, you got a laser back there?
Shit.
Yeah.
Freaking
That's me. I forgot my mini I brought home. Showed my wife last.
Oh yeah,
So
just
you guys sleep with me.
yep. You just put the rest of them in an alley, and they've got the two of them cornered.
Down here?
Yeah, that works. You're at the end of that.
So we're like, he ran out to us.
No. Sorry. This is the one that's unconscious. The other three are down here. I figured he was asleep. We might not end up meeting him.
Okay, and so this is Yagra
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
and someone else with him?
Yep.
Or- We got two guys behind and one guy behind.
Two behind, two over here.
Okay.
There you go.
And then we're all like right there blocking the alleyway.
Yeah, we walked to the right here.
Okay.
Let's turn it on here.
Who got highest initiative?
I got 18.
18.
Yep.
Yeah, Sunday. Sunday, we love you.
Where's my... Oh, there it is. Okay.
Sleep.
Oh god, just sleep.
Sunday got 18. And Timber's got...
You know why you're wrong, hero.
Timbers, what'd you get?
7.
Cole.
Big old 3.
Yeah.
Finn.
Oh, big old 10.
Nice. He's moving
Cool.
up in the
I like it
world.
when I don't have to move it. Alright. The three thugs in the end of the alley will go first. Two of them strike and attack the half-orc. Another turns towards her as well. They actually have no reason to believe that you guys are hostile as of the moment, so all three of them strike the half-orc.
That's gonna change here real quick.
They are gonna have flanking advantage. This is gonna hurt. Okay.
We don't want to do just like drop fireball on all this. It's like,
Why not? Everybody else is doing that shit.
We could have tried diplomacy, conversation,
I was.
communication.
talking
Trying
never
to
talk. It never works.
Kind of, sort of.
For us.
What we have.
So Yagra is part of the Zitron?
Yeah, she had.
Good
She's
faction?
always. Yeah,
You don't
well,
know.
that's the thing.
So they're
is
killing gods or guards over someone we don't
These
know.
are guards.
These are not guards.
I thought these were guards.
Thugs.
These are basically.
They're kind of like bounty hunters.
Yeah.
Alright, so
Does that change things for Cole just a bit?
so
We should be bounty hunters.
Oh, dude.
the three of them all grab weapons all at the same time. They've all got a sort of a large heavy mace, actually with a real fierce metal head on the end of their weapon, and they just strike out. Just it's blow after blow, and they beat into Yagra so bad that actually she takes a blow to the back of the head and just drops to the ground. One of the guys actually has enough of an attack left over that he kind of does a backswing and knocks the elf right in the jaw. You see his head fly to the side as blood sprays against the brick and mortar of the building adjacent to him. Sunday, your turn. Yeah.
Brutal. Let him show him what a noble does Sunday.
I think I just might.
If you don't want it, I'll take it.
Even more so.
It's good,
It'll be
right?
better as the water goes into.
I'll just rush in. Rush into attack.
You rush into attack. Sunday readies her weapon.
This guy.
Draws her weapon, runs up to the man in the back.
So it's just one single attack with my rapier.
Why?
You might,
No,
you
I get
might
the
be
duel.
able to get flanking right here if Jesse allows it.
Can I?
No. He doesn't really know he's your ally yet. He's not doing anything to distract him.
You got 2 rapiers, baby.
Yep, I missed with the first one. Well, I got.
Let's get your way in.
I got 10 on my first,
No, it's a
and I miss on my second.
Oh, yeah.
I got
Give
a.
your way against the
I
funnel.
know I missed.
So,
Does
I'm
10
gonna go
hit?
hard.
10 does not hit.
Okay, I missed. Altogether.
2 misses.
Yep.
Alright.
What's going on?
The elf brings his head back up, wipes the blood off of with the back of his hand, and he is going to do a little bit of a counterattack. We're gonna go with yeah, we're gonna do that. This will be fun. Pay attention, Finn.
Don't you say that to me.
It was all a ruse. No,
No, come on. You can't pull that.
Whoa.
I totally could.
Yeah. He can pull that. The dungeon master can make up anything. There you go.
The elf brings his hands together and lets out some elven singing greater than what your dungeon master could ever produce.
Give me some licks.
I really can't. I can't sing. Court order.
Order. Especially globally.
They'll come after me.
Is it a bard?
They will take my
Yeah,
children.
he's a bard, and
What style of music does he play?
it's all vocal right now. Although you do see that there is a lyre on his back.
You see it
There you go.
Is it 3 strings?
It's really just Enya. It's like completely new age
Oh,
Enya
God.
that's going on.
Is it 3
Who
strings?
can say what this? I don't know the words.
That was great.
No, it's not 3 strings. 3 strings is human. You've never seen this elf before. And as he casts this spell, the man in front of him begins.
Too many strings, guys.
Dancing, yes.
What? I don't understand.
So which guy?
The one between you and the elf.
All right.
Whoa, is he doing the irresistible dance?
Yeah.
Do you know what
Give
that
me an
spell is?
Arcana check.
Shake, 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 senor.
Shake your body.
yeah.
Oh, you know it. Yeah.
Exactly.
This is Otto's irresistible dance.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a strong guard.
Break it down. Oh yeah.
All right, that is his turn. Finn.
Dude, like feeling the moves.
Start dancing.
Jeez. I cast Bane on all 3 of those souls.
You gotta be what?
I love it.
Is it concentration?
2 beat.
This is my concentration spell. And sleep is not concentration.
Sleep is not concentration.
Last minute.
Only one of them beats it. The other two do not. We'll say the dancing guy and one of the others.
The dancing guy.
Yeah.
Just made and dancing.
It's going to be Footloose, and it's going to be whoever he is
Horrible.
in the back.
Oh, we'll say the front guy's dancing, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
front guy is dancing. That's Footloose.
Okay.
Danny's baned.
So with my bonus action,
Footloose.
I show him how it's done.
Alright.
Here we go.
What's your Bane look like? How do you cast that?
Oh,
Remember?
I slice my finger open and I flick blood into their eyes.
That's right.
That's
That's
very
right.
bardic of you.
That's how we did it that
It's
last
Bane.
time.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
cast a spell.
Just throw your blood on everybody.
You suck, you suck, you suck.
He's like, oh god! Oh, do I have to get tested?
Right? I got something in my mouth. I'm gonna turn into a zombie.
You probably should, yeah. It's bad.
It's salty.
Woke up quick
Diabetic.
at about noon, just thought that I had to be in Troll Skull soon, gotta get drunk before the day begins, before the guards start bitching about my friends.
Nice.
Went to go and damn near walked by, went some sense in the front with throwing out gang signs. Went in the house, got the clip, put the crossbow on the side of my hip, bailed outside and I pointed the weapon. Just as I thought, this fools kept stepping, jumped in the horse. Hit the juice of my ride, I looked front and back, side to side. Then I let my old loot play. I whipped up a new shit by NWA. Was no woman at the top of the list. I didn't play my own shit, it went something like this. Cruising on the street on my old horse. Saying hi to the witches. That's it.
That's it.
Nicely done.
Just a
Nicely
touch
done,
over
Finn.
6 seconds.
Just a little something I'm working on. Just a little jam.
You hear the guy in the back. No, I don't want to hear your mixtape.
Damn it!
Timbers. That's the guy who didn't get hit by Bane.
Hey,
That's Vanilla Ice.
I was just like, don't kill.
Timbers.
Okay. I cast Mind Spike on the dude that is irresistibly dancing.
Okay.
And baned.
Yeah, he must make a wisdom save.
And that's a minus a d4 for Bane, correct?
Correct, John.
Yeah.
Wisdom save?
Yes.
Wisdom save.
Yeah. Gotta beat a.
13?
Yep. Wait, is it 13? It says 13, but I think it's
Imagine if we banish these guys.
2.
You can banish whoever you want.
It should be
Would they go still
8,
to
9,
this
10,
point? This is their original
14.
plan, right?
Then I failed it because I rolled 13.
Ghost is it? There we go.
11, 12,
Oh.
13, 14.
Wait, there's a ghost.
Yep, it should be 14.
No, I'm just saying.
I failed it.
I thought you said ghost.
3 to 8 damage.
Bane. Not Bane.
And a spell slot.
And just
They'd have to be.
You can cast Banish on whoever you want, but if they're from this plane, they just come back.
They go to an awesome plane.
I just wanna-
They just blink.
Someone going
15
through
damage.
like
15 damage.
Or just water, the water plane.
Nice.
Where there's nowhere.
This is a concentration spell. As long as he remains on this plane of existence, I know where he is, and he cannot become invisible. Well, if he becomes invisible, I can see him.
Yeah, he's gonna do that.
Hey, you never
Well, he's
know
dancing.
around this place.
Did you
Got
roll
it.
your dice?
Hmm?
Did you roll your dice?
Yeah.
Report.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
6 and
Cole.
9. I know.
Hey, Cole. Cole.
Come on, big fella. I look over at Finn. Non-lethal?
Yeah, we can't kill these fools.
Oh, but, it's, yeah.
What?
As this guy's like blood streaming out of his ears and nose and eyes, and he's just like doing 3 days psychic damage to him.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Walk over to Yagra, get between Yagra and the guy at the back, and swing an axe. Recklessly.
Nice.
Get him, Cole.
Oh,
That's okay.
Oh,
14?
hit. What's it look like?
13 damage. I mean, it's like a cat and mouse situation here. Cole's like, God damn it. And it's like, wham. I'm just trying to knock him around until he gives up.
The flat of your axe.
Yeah.
Crash into him, knock some air out of him. How much damage did he take?
9, I think.
Okay.
DM, my owl got a 6
Your owl got a
Give him
6
the old
for initiative.
Oh,
ears.
so like same time as Cole.
Yep.
Ring the bell.
And I don't know if you let me free action to intimidate, but I'd say, you guys need to get out of here now, or you're gonna die.
Yeah. Well, how much damage did you say you did?
Intimidate the shit out of them.
4,000. I think.
You can add my.
Was it a 9?
Yeah.
I think it was a 9 plus 4.
You
So
can
13 is what I think. Right.
Okay. Sorry.
You got my inspiration.
You did?
You did. That's what that song was for.
Okay. I hit. I can't add it.
No. It's intimidate.
Oh, sure. If you're making me roll, will you let me do it as free action?
Roll and intimidate.
All right. Cool. It ain't gonna happen.
What'd you get?
2.
What'd you get?
No, like 9.
He drops his weapon and takes a step back, although he can't move unless it's his turn. But that's what you see happen. As for the other guys, one of them continues dancing, just completely unsure of what's happening. Turns around, he pulls one of those MC hammers back on one foot, one hand, jumps back up, a little shimmy to the side. Oh, and he attacks you.
New move.
And he has disadvantage.
Possible.
He swings and misses terribly with his first attack. His second attack would have been a natural 20. No. 8, 10, 11, 12. 12 to hit?
No.
Miss. His 2 attacks swing wild. He can't control himself. You hear the elf in the back just kind of... as the man in the back behind him takes a swing at his head as well. Trying to knock him. That is a hit and a miss. He clubs the elf in the back of the head.
That's better.
Just crap.
Yeah, that's good.
Hits pretty solid, and you hear the elf kind of like stumble and fall, catch himself on the wall, completely shook from the force of that blow. Brings us to... Oh yeah, by the way, that one guy who was baned, books it out. He runs. And
He's out of here.
yeah, he's gone.
Bye, Felicia.
I imagine Bane just feels like a hangover suddenly. Just the worst. You're like,
Sunday.
Yeah.
It's all you.
Crazy.
It's all you, Sunday.
Dancing, baned. Shit.
kill them all Sunday.
I guess we'll just try to do some non-lethal damage, right?
Just choke them out.
Is that our thing?
I hope
Yeah.
we follow your leads.
You can try to tell them to leave. Scare them.
Hit him first. That works good.
Yeah. I think I'll hit him first.
Mm-hmm.
So if I was to like just try to like punch him instead of use my rapiers and
You can use anything that you want with the exception of magic.
okay.
And just declare that it is non-lethal damage.
Okay.
You
yeah.
can take a rapier and stab a guy in the knee,
like the leg, yeah.
and he's
Or
not
the
going to
knee.
die, but
You don't have to actually declare it until he says you kill him.
that's true.
Okay. Well,
But
So you can just swing away.
okay, that's all I'm
Swing
gonna
away.
do.
And then if he
Do it.
says that they drop, then you say I did non-lethal.
Okay.
Let's go with the
I
word.
show
it just
Is that a
narr-
critical?
Oh my god.
it just narrates better.
Yeah.
I feel that it narrates better if you declare non-lethal damage
This
first.
poor man.
Okay. I was doing non-lethal damage, but I
Certainly.
hit on
That's
both
your
of them,
ten,
and my
yeah.
first one's a crit. So
Damage.
Dear God.
the crit is 1 and 5, 5 for that, and then 8, so 13. Criticals. Wait.
How do you do this?
Oh.
How do you knock him out?
I just stick my rapier as far into his thigh as I can until
Still just fucking
You thrust the
cease and desist now.
thrust your rapier into his upper thigh. You feel it kind of bow for just a second, and then you hear a bit of a sickening crunch as your sword thrust actually pierces into the bone, and his leg just and he drops to the ground. Most horrific of all is that he continues to still try to dance.
Oh God!
Just through the pain, like, oh.
It was a monster mash. Tell your boss you're not getting this bounty now.
Oh, you can't even run, dude.
I don't care. Not my problem.
Okay, like, so it was non-lethal damage, but he's gonna die.
I get this really warm, fuzzy feeling inside from the sensation I get from busting his leg.
He's like, look at Cole and listen to me. Shut your mouth and speak when I talk to you.
You will not talk back to me again.
You will not talk back. Answer my questions.
I don't know what to do.
Pinned to the ground.
So the bard, seeing that the tables have turned dramatically, kind of reeling from the attack as well, stands back up and then does and swings his lyre up and over the shoulder and just plays a quick power chord on his lyre, looking right into the eyes of his would-be assaulter, and begins to cast a spell. You see, like, as he strums the strings and lets out this soothing melody, a little bit of this weird coursing vine-like green magic moves throughout the instrument. Decoration on it flares up for just a second, and the other man just kind of drops his weapon and stares at the bard.
Arcana check as a reaction.
Yeah, certainly.
20.
Ooh, nice.
19.
You're not entirely too certain. Well, you're pretty sure you know what it is, but you've never seen it done this way. But the behavior and some of the hand gestures, you're pretty certain that he just cast Dominate Person.
Whoa.
So he looks over his shoulder and he says to you all, "It only lasts a minute. I suggest we make this quick. I shall see to your decisions."
Okay.
Down at the end of the alleyway, the man who ran, you hear him yell out, "Guards! Guards!"
Okay, I cast Healing Word on Gotha really quick. She gets up.
You rush over, hands on Gotha, let loose your spell. Bright, radiant energy comes from your fingertips, and you see her her eyes open. Oh,
I scoop her up.
Let's get out of here.
she is burly, but I'm sure
pretty weak.
I'm sure your strength is actually able to pick her up. So,
Not carrying anything.
in your arms, Gotha up into your
You're so heavy. I know.
scoops up.
You like hold her like this and
This guy's
hey,
dead,
you
right?
need some help.
He is not dead.
He is
Oh.
He's on the ground, wishing he was dead.
Is this the
trying
elf?
to dance.
Yeah.
That's the elf.
And, okay, so that's the dominated person?
No,
Oh.
the man behind him
Oh, okay.
is not dominated.
He's dancing with his broken leg.
Yeah.
Well, not anymore.
Let's go.
The elf just cast Dominate Person.
Yes,
It's
it
another
was.
concentration.
Yeah, let's
Oh.
go.
Dance.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
Okay.
That guy's still sleeping for another couple rounds.
As you wish, my lords.
Wait. Can we somewhere later?
He's yelling for what guards. I say
No, we
no
gotta
wait,
go.
no wait, no wait.
Go.
You said go. Let's go.
Let's get out. Come on. Let's go.
Go.
Let's get out of here.
Bye,
Start
guys.
running.
See you later. I'm gonna go take care of this real quick.
Yeah, bye.
I'll meet you guys back at the theater. And this guy's
Don't
sucks.
say that.
The half elf looks at you. Actually, no, he's a full elf. The elf looks at you, looks at them.
Let's go.
He's got the muscle. Fare thee well, friend.
Yep, I disguise self and then blend back into the crowd.
Disappears. You all kind of dash and run off.
I
and
send my familiar after Finn.
right, familiar takes off after Finn, and you guys go where?
We are going to the theater, I think,
With these two.
with Yagra
Yagra.
and the unknown bard.
Got it. Okay.
God, the gods save your rest, send your soul, Finn.
It's okay. You're gonna go meet with a holy person.
Sure you are. That's yeah, because every letter we've gotten was it's been so great for us.
Look, it came with the bird. What are you guys waiting? Worry about? Oh shit! I don't like that.
You
streets.
you finally make it to the Temple of Gond. Oops. Your dungeon master smashes his dice inside of a book. No, I didn't. That didn't happen. Temple of Gond. The rest of you made your way over to the Rosethorn room,
I
correct?
look like a big fat.
As soon as we get in the door, I'm just gonna what? We can't go 5 feet. I'm gonna start bitching. I'm gonna throw a 23-year-old girl fit. Not being able to go outside without something happening in this town.
I leave this to
All hell's
them
breaking loose.
and start going through my components to see if I have anything that might help me learn at least 1 or 2 of these spells without going to the mage store. Can I make an Arcana check to see if I have some things on hand?
Probably do.
Okay.
Go ahead. You start going through what you can, and I'm certain along the way you would actually stop at Hilda's bookshop, seeing as how she is a scribe, and she also sells magical scrolls that she scribes herself. She probably has everything you needed, and you probably didn't have to go very far to begin with. That thought kind of crosses your mind on your way back.
You know what? I got a little stop to make. I'll see you guys at the theater, and I do that.
You say as you were outside the theater.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
camera panning back across the city. Just zoom out, zoom back in. You stand, Finn, outside of the Temple of Gond. Above the door, you see that it says, "The House of Inspired Hands." It looks like a cross between a temple and a workshop. The symbol of Gond, a toothed cog with 4 spokes, is displayed prominently. You see people moving in and out. There is an alleyway to the side. People are testing their different inventions. You hear the sound of whirling gizmos and grinding gears, the occasional pop, and a few people yelling out the occasional curse word as their invention crumbles to pieces in front of them.
Good news, everyone! We're all going to die.
This is where I keep various lengths of wire.
I swear it's not an Altiog this year.
Says a talking head in a bubble jar. Some gnomes just carrying it around.
You open up the door. As you step inside, you immediately make it face to face with one who you can only assume to be one of the main priestess of Gond. She looks at you, a dragonborn, appearing, although most dragonborns share a kind of common bronzes dragon scale, she looks to be a little bit more bronze than others. She looks at you in her dirty, oil grease stained robes and says, another worshipper for the Temple of Gond. A pleasure to make your acquaintance. Please come on in. What are we working on today?
I was summoned here.
Summoned?
Yeah, by some friends.
In your name?
I'm Finn Littlemint.
Mm-hmm. And who are you meeting? Wow, curious. You don't know their name. You have to look in your book.
Yes, I look at the piece of paper that says their names.
I'm a very busy man.
Oh, is that your workbook? Do you have any sketches of inventions that I might see?
Right?
Yes, great ones.
Well, these are all just song lyrics. And special cookie recipe.
Special cookie.
That's great.
It's a secret code in my own
Over
hand.
your shoulder. What you got
away?
Yeah, I forgot their names.
Lady Romalia.
Yeah, Lady Romalia.
Oh, you must
The light bulb.
be
flashes
the
in
little
your
bird.
face.
Very well. Please come in. Please come in, Finch, and I shall see you to Lady Romalia right away.
Yeah.
She leads you through the temple / workshop of the area.
While I
And
walk, my belly sways back and forth.
It's that big?
Yeah.
Good lord.
as part of
didn't
your
know that.
disguised self.
Yeah, like super huge.
Okay.
Every once in a while, I hit a pew and you'll see it like go through.
That's a gut.
Well, you are a curious one. Lady Remalia Havenstree is right up the stairs here. She is waiting for you on the balcony.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
Yes, yes. And may great innovations come to you. So
you too. Consume
you ascend the steps to you two. Smooth.
That's awesome.
Yeah, sometimes you smooch. Terrible.
To you too, he says.
Ascending the steps, you go up to an area of a balcony. There is a work table there with various contraptions and tools for tinkering, and a woman stands there, her elven grace beguiling her, what you can only assume to be superior age.
Is she like working on something to intimidate me?
No, she's actually just kind of standing there. She runs her fingers over a few of the instruments and looks at the oil. From what you can tell, your insightful look at her, she actually has no interest in any such tinkering devices. Just merely believed. Well, you don't know what she believed, but
I know nothing.
yeah, you're just here.
I found what you're looking for. This is the person I'm looking for.
Well then, what did you find?
An amulet.
An amulet.
It's Asmodeus.
Ominous.
Yeah. We also, killed a goat demon.
Right.
And you have proof then?
Of the goat demon? No. It dissolved. There's nothing left of it afterwards. I never seen it before. Burned on the ground.
Unfortunate.
2 imps were with it as well.
What evidence do you have here? The amulet then, may I see it?
Yeah, I have it, but I have a condition. I want you to know that the Plenty family has nothing to do with this at all. They aren't involved. They do not even try to associate with that side of the family. They have no affiliation with Asmodeus or any cult shit, first off.
Well,
I know from personally somebody in the family told me this. This information runs very deep.
speak of your friend, Sunday.
She actually assisted in this ordeal. And she's been blacklisted by that side of the family from this.
Well, I have but your word to go off of.
Oh, and I hand her name.
She takes the amulet, thumbs over it, flips it over, sees that there is an initial on it, but flips it back over, drops it by the chain. Hardly damning evidence, but well, if what you say is true, then I guess it's the most confirmation that we've gotten in a long time.
I can assure you they are involved with some bullshit. I know I don't have a lot of pull in this community,
Vitamins.
but I do ask one.
Oh, yeah? Is it really?
I'm looking for information.
I could use some.
Not as much as the most communities.
Well,
None for fifth. We don't. No, you won't.
I have spies everywhere. Information is something that I am able to acquire. What kind of information?
I already know that I'm being attacked by Zants. I'm wondering if you know which faction of Xantarim are attacking me.
Well, I've only heard few meager reports, nothing
They've taken one of my friends.
nothing concrete. Yes, I know. I have had scouts watching your residence. I apologize for
Explaining
any
everything we're doing.
intrusion upon your privacy. However, you are not a vetted member of the Harpers yet, and so I'm sure you understand I can't just take chances.
No.
Foolish to put all of your eggs in one basket, as it were.
No, I understand. But I did try to contact you guys the night of the attack. And
Yes, and Mert believed it would be best to wait and see what you do.
okay.
I know about the spellbook. I assume you didn't bring it because it must have had less evidence than your trinket.
Yeah, I didn't say anything that I said earlier, if you heard that. To serve man and all that crap. I was just trying to bring it as extra evidence to you guys, but I see that helping my friend Grim is more useful at this point with Zans coming after me.
Well, do not think that we have nothing for you. Indeed, we, as I said, we do have spies everywhere, and information is what I deal in. As it were, I know about your kidnapped friend, and I know all about how your friend is more than meets the eye.
Yes.
Right?
He truly is a warforged in disguise.
Good one.
You mean this guy? Okay, no, I understand what you're saying now. That's okay. Moving on.
Don't refer to him as a
I've already learned all about it. The priestesses here have told me all about their discovery. Why do you think I chose this place?
Yeah, I got it. I figured it out when I walked in. You're super clever.
I'm well informed
Yep.
and experienced.
I'm dumb.
Singer.
You're smart.
No.
You're super handsome.
I'm less
I look like this. I shake my organ body a little bit. I like to make it pull up this shirt with truffle shells.
Good Littlement, you do know that you looked nothing like that when last we spoke only 2 days ago.
God knows it. It's terrible. It happens, you know?
Just a small guy in a big town.
I like you. I do.
Okay, in a big town.
So what Mert says. I like you. No.
Mert's not here. It's only Haventree.
I'll remember your name next time, sorry.
Oh no, it's fine. I mean, not everybody can remember the name of the prominent leader of the Harpers here in Waterdeep.
Oh.
Passive aggressive.
It's hard for me to remember names when I'm almost dying every day.
Yes.
That's true.
As I had said, your friend is more than meets the eye, and I do have information for you. Although the man and woman that you were looking for have fallen off my scrying, I cannot locate them. I know not of where
What race are they?
Floxen and Vivette Blackwater. They've disappeared. No idea where. However, I do have this tad little morsel of information for you, and I do hope that you find it useful. That on the night of the kidnapping, Vivette was seen with a cloaked figure heading into the outskirts of the city, just outside the city walls. I don't know where they headed exactly. However, we have deduced that the Zentarum here seem to be working for a powerful wizard who has returned, someone who seeks to usurp the seat of the Open Lord of Waterdeep. This faction of the Zentarum are nothing short of absolute cutthroats, and that Sir Floxen has been seen entering and leaving the residence of the Grauhuns. Orund Grauhun being the lord of the estate. Their estate here in the city, we are trying to keep tabs on it. But as I said, Vivet had left the city with a cloaked figure I believe to be your friend. It is possible that they may have visited the Grauhund estate outside of the city. They have a small property out there, one where they keep and train their new recruited mercenaries. I don't know if you know much about the Grauhunds, but they made their fortune in mercenary work and arms dealing.
So you're telling me Ustrel took a friend follower, not Blackwater?
No, I believe it was Vivet, working for and under Urstel's command.
Sorry, I'm only... Okay.
It would appear that Urstel has had eyes on you since the beginning.
What is the other faction?
The other faction of Zentarum here are led by a group of outsiders. They have moved in and seek to bring the Zentarum back under one banner. This small group is known as the Doom Raiders. They've taken their name due to their adventuring days when they would raid and kill Dooms. In case if you don't know, that's a little nickname for the lair of a lich. They're seasoned slayers, I might add. Why, not many can stand against a lich and tell the tale.
Yeah. I thank you so much for this information. I know I don't seem like I have any way of giving you or paying you back for this gratitude, but you do me well by doing this.
Well, I must say, it is a little bit odd that first we met you had demanded payment of some sort, but, well...
Payment I asked for was information.
You seem to be more interested in the monetary type, but indeed, information for information. The Harpers, we are a close network, and you watch my back, and I'll watch yours.
Okay. Thank you again. I really appreciate this, and I must be going this moment.
Keep in mind, Urstel Floxen is still out there, as is Vivid Blackwater. I do not know where either of them are, and they serve a dark and powerful wizard. Should you come across him, I beg you to flee with your life. His name is Manshun, and he is the founder of the Zentarum. Or, he's a clone of. It's a long and complicated story. Just know that he is powerful enough to take the seat of the Open Lord.
I say that under my breath. And,
The holy place.
Go now, young lineament.
Fornication.
God's watch over you.
Kazutek. Run outside.
As he runs.
I start running like I got a golden ticket with my still as a dwarf, by the way. Just overly weight. It's like
Just run home.
I got a golden ticket. Right?
Does my familiar spy anyone following Finn Littlement?
Perception check.
Just Cole.
No, I'm not. Not this time.
13, 15. Well, no, this doesn't have anything to do with smelling.
I don't know. He does smell like gingerbread cookies.
I'm gonna say 13.
You don't notice anything.
Okay.
Smells like butter.
Yeah, wouldn't they smell like sewer?
Would they?
If anybody's following me.
Do you yell that out? Smell for the sewer!
As Finn bursts through the door of the inn, he startles everyone. The loud of the door slamming against the wall loud enough to reach even the upper stairs, and you kind of screw up a little bit on your scribing.
Little man!
Now I gotta start over.
Sorry, Grim.
Harlan's like bread he was baking collapses. Like,
Yeah.
it stops rising suddenly. Oh no.
His souffle just.
You guys, I saw a contact from Harper's, and they just gave me a shit ton of information. Maybe we should go talk about this in private. Also, I look over at our two Zen friends. Did they come with you guys?
Oh yeah, we got
Yeah.
Yeah,
Actually,
nice.
there is an elf, and there is Yagra, and the two of them are looking pretty good. Actually, Yagra is still clutching her ribs. It appears that she had several ribs broken in the assault.
Let's go upstairs to our main room because I'm sure or the cast and everybody should be showing up soon, right? And we don't want to be downstairs.
Should we just ask these guys flat
Causing.
out so that they can get on their way? And then I can tell you guys what I learned.
If you want to.
I mean,
I thought you were friends with Yagra, though.
No, I say we take
greet
them up.
you
Yeah, let's go
when we
take
first
them
started
upstairs and ask them
16 days
Yeah.
ago.
Would you guys be inclined to that?
Sunday knows this, but
Yeah.
we're just like
Okay.
I only delivered goods to the bar or whatever.
Oh, gotcha.
I ran into her. We're not friends.
Okay.
Cole
The
thinks she's hot.
half orc thing. Got it.
You asked a question.
Yes. Would you
Yes.
like to come upstairs with us?
Ah, indeed. I don't know if you've noticed, Lord, but it is a witch hunt out there, and, well, it is a bad day to be a Zentarum.
I'd like to know about that.
Oh, certainly. Well,
I
I
give Grim a side eye.
As would we.
So,
I side eye Grim.
yeah, we take
Yes,
to
friend.
the dinner table, right? Where that ship was being made.
The half
Maps
completed.
are all up there if you really want to look at it.
Yagra, it's just...
Up there.
No, we're not.
If you want. Okay.
Cole, if I may, hand on your shoulder, and she steps up in line with you to ascend the stairs.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Assist.
I'll start a fire in that
Okay.
room.
Fire going.
Our
You
building's
sit down in your
cold.
common room around your meal table.
Right.
Your get together, and
Grim serves everyone drinks. Passes out some of the good stuff.
The brandy.
Cole like
Why?
awkwardly smells her hair as we're walking up the stairs.
it smells. It smells a bit like a tavern, actually.
It's alright. It turns Cole on.
That's awesome.
Okay. Sorry.
So which and then let's there's we should honesty is the best policy, right?
Well,
Yeah.
circumstances given, of
Elaborate,
course.
Grim.
And your identify yourself.
I am Sir Davil Starsong, and it is a pleasure to meet your acquaintance.
Spell that, please.
You jest.
Surely, sir. Gnomes do not. We don't make jokes.
Very
Star
well.
Song.
No, truly. I suppose humor is a gift. Very well. Davil
Got that.
Starsong.
Mm.
Or do I need to spell that for you as well?
Common typical standard spelling.
Oh, Grim.
Yes.
Very, very well. Well then.
No. Gnomes have a history for their intelligence, so I knew you had it from the get-go.
I'm glad. I'm glad.
Is there
I
a
see that
special
you know
greeting
gnomes.
that Zentarum greet each other with in private?
I think it's a
Certainly,
handshake.
there is actually indeed a handshake.
I will establish the handshake.
Yeah, he
with
reaches out
both
and
of them.
the handshake
Welcome.
involves. That's it.
Meow.
It's like from that movie Encino Man where Pauly Shore and the guy who plays
Code.
yeah. It's the weasel. No, Davo extends his hand, and you give
We
off
do
the discreet handshake, and
Right.
he comes out completely legit.
Cool.
Well, my
Welcome,
friends,
welcome.
again,
Have a
I didn't get to say it formally to your halfling friend here, but I must say thank you for the timely assistance. It was most fortuitous that, well, Yagra and yourself had been on good terms.
She was open to my new friends when they came into Waterdeep off the ship. So
Well, now you see.
we just felt like we needed to help you.
That's absolutely. Let us be. Which faction do you represent?
I love it.
This is Zentarum.
Yes, but there are the house is a house divided cannot stand, and we the
Will not stand, man.
the Zentarum is broken indeed. There's not one of us that doesn't know that.
We?
You gonna intervene and let everybody know what's
I
up?
didn't say we.
You did.
You don't want to tell them.
I said there's not one of us that doesn't know that.
I don't want them to know.
And you said we.
Okay, gotcha.
Indeed. And
Deception check?
No, I'm with you.
17.
Oh, yeah. So he's like, very well. Slip of the tongue, I guess. I thought maybe it would be a Freudian slip of sorts, but... Yes, well, we are part of the Zentarum that is on your side.
And that who is your master?
Well, everybody serves someone, but... Well, I guess in the end I serve myself.
Well, that's not very.
I know it's not the answer you're looking for, and I apologize for that.
This isn't.
Well, I apologize. I mean, I deeply wish I could give you the answer that you wanted. However, I'm afraid I don't know what the answer is that you want. So in order to give you the answer that you want, you're going to have to let me know what I need to say to you in order for you to stop asking questions that might put me in an inopportune position.
Well, to be we've been the target. We are the targets of the Zentarum assassins.
Well, there you go. See, I am on your side. I have not targeted you for anything. In fact, I gave you things. And thank you for welcoming me into your home.
Yes, and the previous Zentarum gave me this theater. So
well,
you got gifts come with strings. Often with the Zentarum.
Well, you are in luck then, sir. I don't bring any gifts.
But does he have strings? And I look at Yagra.
Yagra leaning on her arm a little bit on the table, clutching her ribs. You can see that every breath is painful. Just
Busted ribs.
I'm sorry for introducing you to Urstel Floxen. I thought to make a bit of coin on the side. I am sorry, Davil. Most I bring to Davil, but Urstel was offering a little extra for some side work. Davil's not with him. If you can trust me, you can trust Davil. He's a member of an elite group. Yagra, that's enough. We don't need to say any more. It's not my place to say.
Well, you show great honesty in telling us this, Yagra. But do you know that it's your fault that they took Vala? Then you brought us into this mess.
Who's Vala?
Our friend.
I don't know anything about that.
Talk to me nice, Yagra.
I don't know anything about Vala.
Tell me something good. You said. Do you know where to find Urstel?
No, not since you left the yawning portal.
Well, I have a little idea about that, but how was your how did it go at the? How did the thing go at the place, Finn?
Very well.
Indeed.
Finn's back.
I cannot disclose information with our current host. And,
I apologize. Did you say your host?
I mean, not host, but company.
That I understand.
Perhaps we can trust him, Finn.
Would this help?
Okay, I'll be straight with you.
What? I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. I was... I don't mean to jest.
Are you a Doom Raider?
What'd you find out, Finn?
You're on to me. Indeed, yes, I am one of the 5 founding members of the Doom Raiders.
Doom Raider.
I'm sorry for talking really bad to you, and I didn't mean anything by it. Very helpful that we helped you guys out. I don't mean anything by it. I don't need two Xantaran groups coming after us. So.
Oh, anything that you said, I'm surely was done out of ignorance, not out of stupidity, but being ill-informed. Surely, I see no reason we cannot all be friends.
What is a Doom Raider?
Whiskey.
What's a Doom Raider?
Yeah, chef! Right away, chef!
Hello, what's a Doom Raider?
Well, the Doom Raiders are an elite group of adventurers, or at least we were. We used to adventure. Our specialty was raiding the lairs of liches and, well, seeing the end of phylacteries. And if the phylactery could not be found, well, then there's a lot of money to be made in looting a Doom. And so we decided that we had enough money and loot and power and experience that, well, why not find a safer profession? And we found a seat with the Zentarum. And so we make sure that things around the city get done as they need to get done. Under strictly legitimate means, of course.
Okay.
I mean, we're all intelligent individuals. I've met a good friend of mine is a half-orc himself, and a brilliant lad. I would never put down a half-orc such as yourself.
Well, surely
I'm way too heavy anyway.
Maybe we should talk privately more about this Doom Raider.
Well, there's not much to be said. Simply that we seek to bring the Zentarum back under control, our control, and that these upstarts are in the way. So, by the wise words, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, I believe that we can all be friends.
And so, what will you do? Simply to ask us to solve your problem, figure this, sort this all for you? Is that how you're going to figure this out? You're going to ask us to solve it? Send us after Urstel to fix all this?
Oh my, no! I would never ask you to go after Urstel. That is strictly our.
I'm sorry. We can't go after Ursula, man. Grim, I learned some real bad shit. Ursula's working with some pretty strong wizard. Real
Yes.
tough cookie. His name is
Manshun. Yes, we're aware. And in fact, it's amazing that all of Waterdeep isn't on high alert. He's bad news. He's bad news. Let's just say that all of Waterdeep is in danger so long as he lairs within this city.
And you're
any clue on who it might be?
Manshun?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
his identity?
His name is Manshun.
Well, I know, but any physical descriptions of this?
No, anytime he is ever seen in the open, he is heavily robed and wears a grimacing mask.
Okay.
There was one named Hans Moon.
Lord Moon.
Well,
here.
That would be a not so clever anagram of his name.
We had him. He was in our grasp.
Well, luckily for you, you managed to not make that acquaintance. Believe me, he's terribly dangerous.
What's your proposition?
Well, I don't have one. I'm only here to say thank you for saving our lives from those bounty hunters on the street.
Which you're doing right now. Thank you very much.
Yes. Oh, and thank you. I would love to keep this strictly friendly. I don't come to you requesting anything. In fact, I think that man shouldn't best be left to others. However, I hear that you all have a problem with a friend who is missing.
Yes.
So there's not much I can do to aid you in that department. However, I do know the residents of a Growlhund estate outside the city walls. And my sources let me know that your friend might be there.
That is what my sources have said as well.
What do you know of it, Finn?
What do you mean, Finn?
In my meeting, they told me that...
your meeting.
They told me that,
Quick folk.
They told me that fall was probably brought to the Growlhund.
Okay.
And that's where Ustrel has been spotted over and over again. And that's probably where that wizard is. The one that could probably kill us in his sleep.
Oh, not likely, no. he wouldn't be there.
Oh. Well, we'd still die if we fought Ustrel, though.
From my sources have, again, I believe Urstel is a little indisposed at the moment.
Oh. So then
That
they
Blackwater
just be the
woman.
Blackwater. Sorry.
She seems to be indisposed as well, actually. I have very little information on the Grauhund estate, other than there were 3 captains who run it, and it is the training of the Grauhund's personal mercenary force. In fact, it is few of them, roughly half, would be Zentarum at all. Although the 3 leaders, of course, would be Zentarum under Manchun. Although I believe Vivette, Blackwater, and Urstel are a bit tied up hunting for some God's unknown artifact, something called the Stone of Galore. Anyways.
Stone of Galore.
Yes, they're scouring the city top to bottom for this thing, and they say it leads to a great fortune. However, one last bit of information that I have. Manchun, we believe, has a secret vault underneath the Grauhund estate. And no doubt, there'd be a small fortune in there as well. So,
That was perfect.
I shall leave you to it. I have business to attend to. I must meet with the other members of the Doom Raiders. There's a certain potions shop near the dock ward that I have to visit. And
Before you leave, would it be okay if my 2 friends join you as part of your Zent organization? I mean, I think you guys seem like you're the stronger one that wants to survive. I don't mean to speak for you.
yes, actually, if you would be willing to join the Zentarum, I no doubt would love to take you in under our wing as
I
well.
just kind of pull up my sleeve.
Have I been speaking with the enemy?
Zentarum. No, you haven't.
No?
No, you have not.
Very well.
I want Urstel's tail for betraying us and double-crossing us.
It sounds like you have grounds to be truthful to me. I don't see why you would be deceptive now. Certainly. I shall take you under. I will inform the others of the Doom Raiders exactly what is going to be going on. Perhaps in the future I will have an associate of mine, Tashlin Yafira. She shall hopefully make contact with you. However, it is difficult times, as I said, so you may not hear from me for a while. Kinda gotta go underground.
I was just gonna say, you need to be safe. Travel safe.
Indeed. Thank you. Yagra, you appear to be injured. I shall do fine without you. May she stay here with you.
I think
Cool.
she's welcome for now.
Cool.
Our families
Cool.
get bigger.
Do we have an extra room?
She could sleep in the
We got rooms
in the
downstairs.
basement.
I saw a tower. May I stay in the tower?
No, that's my room.
3rd floor's off limits.
No.
There's rooms downstairs.
There's a couple of extra rooms.
Grim's just like,
We got extra rooms. I think we're full now, though.
Alright.
You want me to make a bunk bed for you?
I know how to make a bunk bed, thank you.
I mean, I got one down there for Harlan and me, but if we want bunk beds, it's all good.
It's fine. I'm
Sounds
sure.
romantic.
It'll be just like when you were on the boat.
We gave the kids the room just off.
It'll be just
the
like
stage.
home, man, with all those
I'm
cots.
sure I will find a straw pallet down there. Thank you, Koi.
No straw pallets.
I
come
like the
on.
tattoos.
Ah, you noticed.
I have to go.
Alright.
She gets up awkwardly and in pain and kind of looks down at the ground a whole lot as she walks away.
Nobody will heal her.
A little rough.
As soon as she leaves,
Hit the kitchen before you go to where you're going, Yagra.
hard to. What's that? Hard to get.
What's wrong with your pants, Cole?
I don't wear pants. Thank you very much.
Don't want
That's a big cod.
Your claw.
So, Yagra is gone.
Kill.
Yagra is gone. Devil Star Song has taken leave. You see him begin to cast a spell. Invisible.
disappears.
Yeah,
The sound of footsteps audible as he goes down the stairs.
I need a rest.
Sounds like you all need a rest. Shall we take a little break?
Sure.
Sure.
All right.
Stream break.
Break time!
How long before showtime?
Oh, you're a few hours out.
Okay. So it's just
Yeah, this
cast
is...
is probably showing.
No, I would say it's probably not even noon yet.
No. Okay.
You guys went across the city to visit a temple
And we didn't get very far.
and came back. Hasn't been long.
10 minutes.
Maybe about 2 hours,
Right.
something like that.
I mean, I'm happy we saved him. I mean, though now that I'm thinking like the Xantara,
I like Yadra.
fucking remember? Jeez, man.
This is all messed up.
He probably just would just like. Pour
All right,
through those
we're
fellas.
gonna take a quick break, everybody. We'll be back in 5 or 10.
Troublemakers.
We're back. Hello, and we're back.
And we're back.
We're back!
The troublemakers.
And the peasants did much rejoicing.
Hooray!
Peasants.
Peasants don't
We
talk to the
left off
peasants.
with all of our players having come to the terrible conclusion and realization of finding out that their friend Fala is likely held inside of a mercenary compound just outside the city walls.
Damn it.
So they've kind of got some information. Let's see what they do with it.
Rescue mission.
I think we should start our own Zentarum
What do we
faction.
know about the place? Everything.
We got a group going already, right? We got 3, 4, 5.
Listen, David, Dable. I know you gave me the correct spelling. I didn't write it down. Listen, buddy, we're starting our own faction. Sorry.
Right.
You can join us, or
All right. What do we know about the place? It's off. It's not inside of Waterdeep. It's outside.
Yeah, it's outside of the. That's right. It's outside of the city. So that means let's go talk to our dragon friend. It's outside. It's outside the city, right?
Can we go swimming?
No, man. I think this is like a farm or something, from what I can tell. It's also a mansion.
Where's that? Where's that? Where's that? Where's that?
What do we know? What do we know? We know that there's three captains. We know that our friend is there. We know that Erstal and Blackwater aren't there. I say we make haste.
Jesse, do you know where on the map it is?
Yeah, I can give you an approximation.
Please navigate the
Let's just go ahead and say that the estate you were looking for is...
Sunday, do you know where this estate is?
Yeah, do I? Do I know?
Here.
It's right there. It's right there, guys. Right outside the city.
Alright.
On the Undercliff.
Should we take the high road?
The North Gate, the high road. Yeah. Many men have lost their lives on the high road.
Whatever we do, we need to do it fast.
Yeah, we gotta get to
The high road's the closest gate.
They left the North Gate, right? Is that what they told me?
So, guys, when Fala was with us, he's seen a greenhouse, a friend even on a rooftop. Does one of you remember what street that was?
Troll Skull was right around the corner.
Yeah, it's just down the street.
Perhaps we can find a friend of Fala there.
I remember Fala saying that when she landed, it was outside of the town, and a druid found it when she made it. Druids don't live in cities.
Well, but then there was a greenhouse on a rooftop.
I know. Saw her reaction as well. I think Fala is.
It might be worth it. We could look into it before we leave, just to check, just to see. We may have an ally.
Well, it's been a few days, a week or so. Maybe it's cooled down.
A short rest.
That crime scene.
I'll take a short rest.
No, we've already taken one. Just basically sitting around here, right? Let's just let's go check it out.
Okay.
Let's go investigate it. Yeah, it was a Zentarum attack.
Okay. So to the best of my memory, I'm gonna go back to where I seen that greenhouse on the rooftop where Fala seemed to be relieved at a presence.
Certainly.
Where the explosion was.
Yes, you traverse the outside elements. Brave the
Still
wind and the
daytime, right?
cold. It is still daytime. The wind has picked up. The action and foot traffic in the city has not really done a whole lot to abate. However, the wind is picking up. It is fiercely cold out right now.
Covering up my face.
a few alleyways away, you come upon Troll Skull Alley. There at Troll Skull, you see that there is a greenhouse.
I'm making smoke rings with my cold breath.
I see something.
Check it out, Finn. This is a new trick. Do this in Finland.
It's the same as everywhere else. Gosh, why is everybody so obsessed? Oh, years.
The greenhouse sits atop a 3-story building, and panes of glass have frosted over and are covered with snow. Although a flickering light can be seen from inside of the windows of the main part of the building.
Walk in.
So have you ever heard of knock? Do you know how to? Let's knock.
Oh.
Is this
knock?
Is this only? Do we do this only on Vinland, Finn? Do they knock in Waterdeep Sunday?
Yeah, do they knock in Waterdeep? Is this like Vinland thing?
Knock. Go ahead, knock. I'll let you knock.
I reach for the door knocker, but it's like
I like
way
to
up
knock.
there. I can't reach it. I'm like,
Checking to make sure that you have the correct door, even, you see that this door does seem to join with a staircase. You move through the common door and into the inside staircase of these 3 buildings, condo apartment type style. Ascend to the top and knock on the door.
with my beholder beater.
The cops.
It's an awkward silence. You begin to feel like maybe nobody's home. Then all of a sudden you hear a latch. And the door opens a little bit. On the inside you see a wood elf. Dark skin, short brown hair, attractive hazel eyes. Looks at you. Please come in. I wasn't expecting business this season, but I have wares still, herbs and poultices and ingredients. Anything that might fancy?
Great to make your acquaintance, my lady. My name is Grim. What's yours?
I am Fala.
I'm Sunday.
Greetings, Sunday.
Planning.
I am simply Fala. No need to call me milady or milord.
Follow, we
Fala.
indeed. Let's come in. Close the door. Cole, come on in. We have terrible. I can't say it, Finn. You gotta tell her.
Grim, you're doing fine.
I'll say it.
Oh, it's just
We have a mutual acquaintance who had been abducted.
They took Fala.
The other Fala. Your other. Since you introduced yourself as Fala, 2 and 2 together.
They took
Your
our friend.
Her eyes widen. You can see that her heart
Cypher.
begins racing, and Fala's complexion drops a little bit. Who are you?
We are friends of your friend that you said it was okay to hide in the Roseland Theater.
We have recent. Well, it's true that we are now the new. The Roseland Theater has recently come under new ownership, and it just so comes to pass that is us.
And we are deeply concerned about our new friend's well-being.
My friend who called themselves Cypher had taken my name, and Fala had come to visit me shortly after, saying that they met interesting, significant, and trustworthy people, and I thought that maybe Fala wouldn't need protection anymore, and we visited most nights. Even Fala would come here when they said that all of you were sleeping, and we would converse and talk about it. And if you are those friends, then I believe I can trust you. But that is my friend, and you say that somebody has taken them.
Even
We
worse.
know where he's been taken.
Where?
Finn.
To the Grow House.
Give him the
Grow
wrong
house.
elbow.
I am not familiar with the Growl House.
Growl house.
What's it called?
I'm sorry, I stutter. Finn.
Yeah, you had it right. It's a mansion. It's outside of the city. Anyway, hold on a second. If Paula told you like that she died at all, like at any point, it totally didn't happen.
I think you should tell me where my friend is.
We are really good caregivers. We totally did not accidentally let her die once.
I should have had him spell that too.
Finn.
One time. Only once. It's okay. She got better.
Where is my friend?
We told just outside the
I don't know where the Growl House is.
I think we do.
Yeah,
You think you do?
Think we know what it is.
We have been given we have been privy to information that will help us get
We
to
know Cypher's location.
I do not know where Cypher
And
went.
the reason why we're here is
It's Fala.
Fala.
Okay, this is Fala Prime. She's Fala Alpha. Okay.
Can you offer us any aid? Will you come?
These little ones are confusing.
I'm an herbologist. I don't have experience tracking down missing people. I'm not an adventurer. I've got meager talents in druidry, and I use them to make medicines and salves. And I sell most of my product to some apothecary over on the Rosethorn Alley.
Did you, in your time with Fala, do you know a way to heal Cypher? Fala?
Fala is susceptible to the same forms of healing as any of us. If you can get a potion of healing or other such things, or even just letting them rest for a little bit, Fala can be all right.
Do you have anything like that here? Can you help us with that?
A potion of healing?
Yes.
I sell some, but most of the more powerful potions you're going to need to go to the apothecary for. What is wrong with your face?
What? What I don't know what you're talking about.
We didn't bring any. We have no money. We came to rescue Fallen, not to buy potions. I thought. How much?
Standard potions of healing are 50 gold apiece.
Ever the capitalist, I see.
I see what you're doing. Trying to guilt me into helping you or giving you giving you potions from my wares for free.
Wait, how do we make a
And it worked. I'll give you all a potion of healing for free. I want to help my friend. I do. I don't have infinite wares though, and I do have to be able to support myself and pay the bills. It is not hard being in Waterdeep, surviving on your own business these days.
So
I don't have a family here.
Well, I feel bad now, so you should probably pay her, Cole.
what have you heard?
No, it is more important that you save our friend.
Excuse me, Fala. I don't mean to interrupt, but have you heard any side talk about the explosion in the fight that was here a few days back?
Terrible thing. The adventurers from the tavern over yonder, they have actually undertaken the quest to try and stop whoever it was. I didn't see. I was here. The explosion shattered several of the windows to my greenhouse, and I've had to replace them. I haven't asked many questions, but...
No rumor?
Well, they're searching for something called a Nimblewright.
Nimblewright.
It's a construct of sort.
Interesting.
That's the one that's been...
Yes, well, they visited some place, got a Nimblewright detector, and they've scoured the city for it. I believe that they were looking... Wait, were you trying to say Growlhund?
Yes, that's it.
Okay, so yes, my other friends are investigating an estate of the Growlhunds.
Okay.
One inside the city. You said that you were looking at one outside the city?
We have reason to believe our friend is being held against their will there.
I don't know how else to help you. A few potions I can supply, but
I'll take it.
I thank you.
in order to infiltrate an estate, good luck.
So are you saying the ground is inside of Waterdeep, inside the city?
Well, they have two properties. Their main property inside is where they actually live, but they have a second property outside of the city where they train mercenaries, as mercenary trading is their main deal.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's just kind of what people know about them.
Okay.
Well, our intel places Fala outside this.
Well, then I suggest you start your look there. Look, I'm not the greatest druid in the world. I can't turn into a bird and scout the area for you, but let me see what I can pull up. I want to help.
At least one thing's for certain. We've met our friend's other friend.
Yeah.
The tale of two Falas.
And
if we lose one more fall, we have another spare.
You can consider us an ally.
yes, for
If you ever need our help, let us know.
Too soon.
Where do I find you?
the Roseland Theater.
The Rosethorn.
Thorn.
Roseland?
It keeps getting changed. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Cole's very
We
confused.
should just call it our place.
Oh, the Roseland Theater
Yes.
on Rosethorn Alley.
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah, it's not that hard.
No.
Yeah, and it's not haunted anymore.
What kind of potion?
It's not haunted anymore either.
Potion of healing.
Never heard a druid say it's hard to turn into a bird either. I'm just saying. I
Well,
mean, thank you for the potions.
There are
though.
people of various
Why
skill,
am I
and
saying this? Why do I do
I
this?
must admit I have none. Surely, if you have no faith in me, then you could just hand the potion back. You probably believe it's a potion of poison. I know that I'm not the most popular druid in the city.
Sorry, it's my fault.
Follow time is up.
Disregard our
Time is of the
new
essence.
friends' fault.
Yes, and your friend is wasting it.
I know, exactly.
So
True, I do
They're
know.
new.
I apologize.
What you said you might be able to
Lands.
get more information somehow.
I don't. Maybe I can find friends. I'll see what I can do. I happen to know of someone in the area who is a private investigator. Perhaps you could speak with them. It's a shop here, actually, on Skull Troll Alley. The shop is the Tiger's Eye.
Tiger's Eye. Okay. Is that what we want to do?
You know, if you need to hire a private investigator. I don't know what your
I don't
plan
think-
is. It's just the only thing that I can think of.
I got a plan. Bust in there, save Fala, leave, and then party.
Well,
You forget
I guess.
underneath the house is where we really want to go.
Yeah.
I say we make haste.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's just get there.
Yeah.
We
We're gonna go
gotta
say
go.
Fala.
Yeah, Fala. We gotta go. Fala. We gotta save Fala.
Sweet
Best of
water
luck to
and
you,
light laughter
my new
till we
friends.
meet again, fella.
Yes, Sweetwater between us both.
That's what you say in Waterdeep.
May Maliki watch over you.
Leaky. Thank you. Let's go. Let's get out of
And
here.
so you all leave. You leave Coralon's Crown, the herbologist on Skull Troll Alley.
Yay.
Clever.
Coral.
What do you do?
We exit out the north gate. Yeah, we exit out the north gate.
Guys, why were we so mean to Fala?
We move up to the road that goes along
for
the
yourself.
eastern side here,
So you started. Okay.
and we're gonna travel along the road.
Right,
down.
and there's a pretty large line of people coming in and out of the city. Both people are being asked just a casual question: "Who are you? What's your business? Any trade or anything like that?" And you're actually stopped by a woman. She has very dark, swarthy skin, wears some unusual-looking armor from a very distant land, and brandishes in her hand, resting upon it, a very menacing-looking battle axe. The blade itself being as large as Cole's torso. And she stops you, and then she says, "I noticed. What is your names and what is your business? Where are we going today?"
We're gonna go chop some wood. They're here to carry it for me. We're in a hurry.
I understand. It more than a pleasure to let you go about your business in your day. A noble woman with you, carrying your wood.
Yeah, it's a joke.
Right. Funny.
We're still in a hurry.
Best of luck to you all. She hands her hand out for a handshake and Zentarum hand signal.
Nope. Okay. Oh.
When you come back, no fee. I'll let you in for a song.
We should have quite the song.
Quite the song.
Oh boy.
And so you move along the path, around the wall, and down to the outside of the estate. You got a subtle feeling that you may have just run across Tashlin Yafira.
At the
How are we
door.
going out here?
That would be the one that Davil Starsong had given you for one of the
Yes.
contacts
Mm-hmm.
to the Zentarum.
I wrote that down, Dabble.
The good ones or bad ones, guys?
These are the good ones.
Okay. Yeah, so that one knows exactly what we're here to do.
Okay, so we're just gonna call them bad sense from now on, in good sense?
Yeah.
I guess it makes sense.
Can I give you negative inspiration?
Yes, you can.
No, you get inspiration for that. I like puns.
Yeah, no, not two guys. You just get to try it all.
They don't stack.
That's funny.
I just keep forgetting to erase it.
Do you?
So along the road.
Sorry, Cole. You're gonna have to sweep your floor when I leave.
What
There's
do you mean?
stuff all over the place.
God, Cole.
In game or really floors?
What's going on?
It's breaking the fourth wall.
Okay. You scout out an area. There is actually a walled compound. This area, kind of an unusual polygon shape. There are a few people outside. They are wearing black leather armor, patches of mail along with it. It seems to be their armor looks like mail underneath with strips of leather over the top in a pattern that is called not splint. Oh my gosh, what's it called? Nope, it's not called scale. It has a very specific name. Lamellar.
Whoa, never what I got
No,
now.
you wouldn't have got that. You got to be
Way off.
you got to be a history buff to know what lamellar armor is. That's for all of you guys who are Scadians out there, or just history buffs. A type of lamellar armor, which is over a type of mail. There is a patrol of them outside, roughly 5 of them that you can see. And they just kind of are walking the area along the wall. The walls you can't see over. They are made out of some sort of a light stone brick, gray. And this patrol just kind of circles around. They make eye contact with you. And you really don't think much of it as you are just on kind of a common road. They continue to march around the area, having made a well-worn path through the snow. So instead of the crisp white snow of these fields, it is just a muddy rut through the field. You continue your path around and you can spot that the wall itself has a single gate. The top of this gate has a walkway between 2 short parapet towers. To call it a tower is being generous, as this is merely just a walled circular area that you can climb to the top of at the edge of the wall. The gate looks like a very heavy portcullis that spans the entire area of wrought iron, fused and welded into place by some skilled blacksmith. You can see that through the actual gate itself is a single guard leaning against the wall lazily and boring. He yawns, leans against the wall, casts a casual glimpse in your direction as you walk by, and it continues on with not paying attention to much of anything.
My good friend Cole, my poor gnome legs. They're so I just get so tired. May I take a ride up on your broad shoulders for just a moment?
Yeah.
And I immediately cast my senses to my owl and see what I can see from above.
Your owl familiar.
I keep an eye out, along with.
I giggle a little bit because I see these two.
High above, out of archery range.
Right.
My owl has keen eyesight.
Well, it's merely an owl. Although an owl at daytime is a little unusual, the guard's pretty lazy in their duties at the particular moment. Your owl flies above. The snow begins coming down lightly, but not enough to obscure any vision. It takes a good look around, and you peer through the eyes of your familiar as it circles the estate. You see it is a 2-story small manor. There are a couple of trees growing within the inside walled perimeters, as well as a tiny frozen over pond in the back. There is one particular man in the same sort of armor as the guards. He is off to the side chopping firewood on a tree stump. Along the inside, on one of the walls, is a cart. You can see that one of the men and a woman are bringing bags and boxes of various sizes outside from the front door and loading it into this cart. As you continue to walk around, you all see that just to the outside of the walls, on your side, there does happen to be a small stable area with only half of a dozen horses, lazily gnawing away on the hay in their troughs. They look up at you and let out a short as they whinny in. They whinny in defiance of your presence. A single stable hand, a half-orc, continues to throw hay into their troughs. A smile on his face.
Okay.
These 5 guards, were they in a single group, or are they spaced?
The 5 on patrol are spaced, but they do so in sort of a military faction. 2 by, and then 30 feet behind, 2, and 10 feet in front of the first one. They make their rounds pretty quick, seeming to mostly moving quickly, you assume, not because they're in a hurry.
That's cool.
But because they're trying to keep the body heat up.
Makes sense.
Are there any windows?
Yeah, there are a few windows.
Are we?
How far do you want to be away?
So the main road travels, I think, it's pretty close to these front gates.
It's pretty close. There is a small wooden fence, which is only about waist high, that just kind of quarantines the area as its own property. However, the main road runs pretty close to it. Once you pass by the gate of this fence to the actual gate of the estate, you're no more than about 50 feet away.
Okay.
So there's a gate like a brick wall.
Quietly, one-on-one with Grim, I'm going to say, what do you think about forging a document with some cargo so we can just be merchants going in?
Well,
with the cargo manifest.
I was as much as I would give me a piece of paper and a pen and I'll sit here all day. But I was
I'm not saying it can be done right this second.
I was thinking, Cole, have you ever heard of?
We gotta have some tact. We just
get help
busting in the front doors of this place,
or maybe a bit of a variation. This is run by Erstal Foxen and Blackwater, right? They want me and Sunday dead, right?
Yeah.
They want it.
You caught us.
I don't like that idea.
No?
Brings everybody to us right away.
Plus we're
Then we're
gonna
unarmed.
spells. This has to be like quick and fast to get in and out.
Yeah, because we're good at that.
Well, this is our first chance to do it.
Well, you're the master forger in Waterdeep, from what I've understand through the
So
past year.
you want me to
They're not gonna let us live if we fuck this up.
If you're so good at what you do, you should be able to forge a cargo manifest.
What's
Right.
our cargo? What are we bringing? What do we have? What are we bringing?
Rum.
We
You
could
guys have
go
anything on you? Does that help?
perhaps
These guys can hide in the barrels.
It's daytime, right?
So if you want.
I can't. My idea isn't going to happen right now.
It's getting into the afternoon right now, and at this particular
need a
time,
plan.
we've got about 2 hours of sunlight left.
What about a one night a traveling performance? One night only.
That is super suspicious.
Hey, I've seen your acting skills.
I got standing ovation. People
No, I got
literally
standing
blew
ovation.
people's minds. Literally.
You did?
Yeah.
All right.
Were you at the same place?
You guys are down some resources from earlier, right?
Yeah. But
So why don't we get out of eyesight, put up a camp.
case the joint.
Well, we took a short rest earlier.
Maybe one of you can make Sunday invisible. Sunday
Yeah.
can go scout it out a little bit.
That would be a great idea. Plus, somebody can also keep an eye on her while she's doing that.
I took a short rest and I'm back on resources. So
You're full up.
I only cast one spell, Mind Spike, and I used Arcane Recovery on my short rest. So I got my second level spell slot back.
I'm always here to support. So we can do whatever we can right now.
Okay.
Go in and loud, but going invisible and getting in there first and finding our
If you
target
don't-
seems a lot better.
If we don't need resources, then we can just do that same plan from right here.
We can sneak Sunday in. I can make you disappear.
Okay,
You be gone.
we can try that.
We use Molder and start moving the snow around us to, like, insuspiciously to make it so that we have a small fort here and see from all sides.
Off the road a little bit.
Yeah, like in a kind of hidden spot. Like, can we
Start
pick
a
a
fire.
spot to kind of like set up our small base here of operations?
On the other side of the road.
Looking around, you can see that all of this area is complete farmland.
Yeah, wide and open, right?
Yeah, and pretty easy to see, especially the guards
Are they
who.
uphill?
No, it's all flat, and especially the guards who are up in the two towers
So
flanking
just
the
see us
gates.
standing and walking around.
As of right now, you guys are walking along the side of the street, and
There's
yeah,
no foliage at all.
no, it's farmland.
Bushes
No,
or-
it's farmland.
Or
And it's winter.
hedgerows in between, like the
No,
Finn, let's just walk down the road a little bit.
or rocky.
there.
Okay.
If you want to look at that map, you can see where the trees are.
There's some
We
trees
get out
right
of
there.
eyesight. Let's just go and get out of eyesight, guys. And set up base.
We can go into those trees.
On somebody's farm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right next to the road. It's getting dark.
There's no gutters or any kind of like aqueduct on the sides or.
Have you ever seen a farm?
Yeah, you ever seen stony like walls and stuff that you can hide behind around almost all farms?
Do you ever
And
see?
fences?
Do you see any stony walls on that map?
Yeah, there's a fence right here.
Yeah, you're not there.
No, it's
We're
just
over
like-
here someplace.
Yeah, look at that. Is that the wall?
I think that's a road.
Could be roads. Could
Okay,
be
well,
walls.
on the sides of those roads, though, they're usually like stone.
Why don't we
Even-
just
even
go
if-
into those trees right there?
What do you want to?
You have no cover. That's what we're leaving it as. You're in the open. You have no cover.
Okay.
I'm walking to those trees. I'm out of cover.
How deep
I'm
is the
covered.
snow?
I'm going
About
to
a
the
foot.
trees. Follow me. I'm just gonna walk.
I use minor illusion to make a giant stack of hay right over us.
Actually, that's feasible.
I don't know.
Except it's only a 5-foot stack of hay, so you all gotta
Yeah,
get real
yeah.
close.
You know, it's 5 foot square, so it's
Don't
actually
really need to be disguised, guys. Let's just
it's bigger than just.
send
Anyways,
Sunday in.
Wait. Can he make a cover of hay and then I can do as a hole?
we don't. What's the hole for? Why do we need a hole?
I don't know. We can hide it.
Well, I'm hungry. I'm just gonna cook something on this fire
Are we ready for this
for a
Sunday?
minute.
No, I don't
On
think
the
we're
road.
ready at all for
Fine.
this.
Go
No,
ahead.
are we
That's
ready to
pretty
sneak
normal.
you in?
Yeah. Is
You're-
it?
Yeah.
You're scouting.
Okay.
You're gonna stop for a snack. So I'm gonna start a fire on the opposite side of the road and like sit my ass down.
Okay.
You're doing
That's what I'm doing.
I'm cool. Okay.
I'm just like standing over there with this giant stack hay. So we don't.
I'm
need,
just
we're not
shaking
gonna
my
need-
head, going,
This
"This is a
isn't-
bad
you know
idea,"
what?
but I
Fine.
got nothing. This is a bad idea.
So we go over to the fire, hang out, and I cast invisibility.
I hold my cloak over Sunday when he's doing this.
It's like, oh, you look cold.
On Sunday. Yeah. Sunday, find Fala.
Okay.
Come back.
And then I keep acting like Sunday's underneath my cloak.
Right.
Are there any sticks around?
I don't
or
move.
something?
I just have big cloak.
There's not
Next
a
to the
whole
fire.
lot around.
Next to the fire.
Yeah.
We're just sitting here.
Okay.
I completely conceal her with the cloak.
And you
And then
continue to
invisible.
pretend.
Yeah. I just don't move
So
my
I'm
arm.
invisible.
Yeah, you're invisible.
And I send out the owl boy.
And I will walk down the clearest path possible, not trying to make too many footprints.
Which means
So
you
that'd
have
be
to
down the middle of the
travel.
road.
Which means you have to travel down the road.
Yeah.
So you're only a little bit of ways away from this place. You've
Okay.
set up a fire, and you are huddled around it, for the exception of Sunday, who has invisibility on her. And you make your way back down the road, and you,
Does
Within
being
it-
stealth help? While
within
you're-
about a minute,
Okay, I want to go stealth too.
within about a minute, you are back at the front gates.
17.
You probably have advantage.
Yeah, so I just roll on it anyway.
We'll roll a stealth when it becomes relevant.
Okay. Sounds good.
Your passive stuff is high enough.
Yeah.
That's my
You
plan.
cannot rely on
Trying
passive
to
stuff.
sneak in. Right.
If that is not trying to bullshit the DM, I don't know what is.
I want to cover my face so
Yeah,
not to give out hot air.
that's clever. I hadn't even thought of exploiting that. So
Mhm. I'll
in the
catch on.
future, I will.
Just looking for those brown.
If we don't
footprints
say it,
around.
you go with it.
I do. I try to
you
go
do.
for what you guys do not say.
I'm trying to make it as good as I
brown
can.
blood on your shoes right now.
So, quiet as possible.
Why?
Taking my time. I'm covered up. Breathing, trying to, labor my breathing so not to be detected.
Right.
And I'm gonna try to. Is there a set of gates?
There's a
There is a single portcullis.
Is it open?
No.
Good as fucking being invisible.
There's stables.
Okay.
There are stables with a ruddy trail leading to the stables from the horses.
Okay.
It appears that some horses have been brought in today,
Okay.
Today.
and there is a stable hand who is smiling as he looks over his charge.
Man, I'll just sneak in the stable.
Okay.
I don't know what to fucking do.
Sneaking into the stables, you find an area, and you kind of step over a little bit of one of the gates and a fence, and you kind of hang to the back of the stables as you watch this stable hand.
Is
A
there any
young half-orc.
windows that goes into the compound or anything? from
No,
stable
the
side?
outside area is completely stone brick and is 20 feet high.
Mm. I will try to find a way up. Is there any way I could try to find a way to up over the wall?
All of the trees on the outside have already been felled, so any trees that are in the area or on the inside of the wall,
Okay.
it would be possible to get a grappling hook and a rope, or some other way to climb up, a ladder, whatever, fly, levitate, different options. But as you are right now, not even the roof of the stables is close enough for you to
Not
climb
even
up and
close.
jump to the wall.
Okay.
It's as if they were prepared for that.
I kind of had a feeling. I guess I'll just walk around the perimeter, and stealthing, and see if I can try to find some secret ways in. Maybe there's a secret door.
You follow the tracks of the patrol that is going around and around, so that you don't leave any new marks.
Correct.
Searching the wall, looking for anything. You make
Being
a
very
whole.
cautious and aware, and
keeping your speed to stay ahead of the patrol, kind of following behind them at first.
Yes.
And you make a whole 360 before you come back to the stables. And all you can really find is that the only way in is that main gate.
Okay.
And as you come back to the stables, you kind of hear the half-orc mumble to himself, bet you'd feed a family of a dozen for a whole 10 day.
About the horse?
He's looking right at the horse when he says it.
Cheap beat.
Good meat.
I'll just sit quietly and listen to conversations. See if I can pick up on any kind of clues or times when they may open the gate.
So you sit and you
I'll
continue.
just sit and patiently wait. How long is that invisibility thing last?
Oh, you don't know.
I don't.
You're not there.
Damn it.
Grimlight snaps too, and he's like, she sat down. I'm pretty sure I think she gave up.
Yeah.
I could see my own invisible creatures.
No,
Cole, it's
not
not
yours.
you don't need to
Not
worry
yours.
about this.
That's pretty
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah,
Well, you don't know that.
Yeah, you don't know that. I should be able to convince Cole.
So you're sitting down and it's just this half-orc.
Is there a place where I can like hunker down and kind of hide and watch?
Yes, there's some muddy ruts that lead to the gate, and if you want, you're able to kind of lean against the gate and listen in.
Okay.
You hear a little bit of idle banter up top. The guards are mostly just kind of exchanging a couple of quips and here and there. They're kind of trash talking one another. The two guards in the other tower seem to be kind of passing the time with a little bit of what sounds like a game of dice up top.
Okay.
The guard on the bottom, you can see by the look on his face, is bored out of his mind. He has absolutely nothing to do, and he hates the position that he's been giving. He's just kind of, oh no, if you want to follow on the map,
Yeah.
Sunday.
Yep.
Sunday is sitting. Where's my laser at? Can't
Right
see.
there.
There we go. Sunday is up against this main gate here. So the guard on the bottom, you can tell by the look on his face, is absolutely bored out of his mind, and every now and then you kind of see him.
Okay.
A couple of them are like, 10 can't get here soon enough. I don't know how much longer I can keep my eyes open. Well, don't worry about it. At least the Valeno isn't as harsh of a commander as Dagobah. Once Dagobah's in charge, we're out of here. I feel sorry for the poor blokes who are working on his shift. That man. Oh, what a pit boss. But for the most part, they're just trying to keep themselves occupied and make idle chatter, trying to pass away the hours.
10. How close to 10?
Oh, you're looking at about 3 hours now.
Okay. I'll go back to these guys.
Okay.
And I will let them know that there ain't no way in but that front door, and they're waiting for shift relief or cargo delivery at 10. That place is pretty heavy. We're not getting in there without an invitation.
Can't get over the wall.
It's too hot.
I can jump it out.
You can?
Yeah.
You can jump it, yeah.
How high?
But there's plenty of gate, 20 feet. There's plenty of guards. They're waiting for something, it seems.
Yeah. I wonder what they're waiting for.
Did you Sunday? Did you see the? How does the gate? Did you?
It's just porkless.
Did you see the mechanism?
I didn't.
We can
I'm sure it was
ambush-
probably close by. I mean,
We can ambush the
Right.
guards on the backside, take them out, scale the wall.
yeah.
Or wait for a time to scale the wall if you want to stay quiet.
I don't want those. The last thing I want is those guards coming in. If we're gonna,
Yeah, we don't need their attention.
we gotta
Who
save
knows how many are
If we're
inside.
going in, we gotta take them out.
So we set up an ambush in the backside.
That's right. I think so.
Did you notice anyone on the walls, the backside?
Did I? I didn't see anybody. Just regular patrols on the wall or nothing?
Did I tell you?
No, you didn't tell me. I don't know. Didn't see anything.
You noticed what I told you.
Okay.
We know that.
Just the guards at the front. There's one that's half asleep. They're talking about when somebody takes over, they're out of here. Shift. At 10 o'clock, something's showing up.
Guard change.
Something. Possibly.
Do you have a grappling hook?
I don't. I looked. I don't have one.
Yeah, me neither.
Boys, this is what I said before we get ready.
Well, it's always good to get some information before, case in the joint. You know what I mean?
We all just standing out in the cold right now. In the middle.
We started the fire.
We're around our fire.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't interrupt you.
It's okay. You're good.
Well, I don't. Obviously, I don't. I rarely carry a grappling hook, but have you all seen my spell? The one I liked with when I put the alchemist fire in it. Well, maybe we don't need a grappling. We could tie something to the end of a rope, and I can launch it over the wall.
But the point of a grappling hook is once it gets over there.
It catches something.
Yeah, I know. I understand. I do get that. But do we have something that could work like a?
I think we need more
Use a
information.
dagger and get lucky, but probably not.
You can toss it person.
It's not strong. It won't work like that. It's not strong enough. Unless you weigh 15. No, not you, Finn. No.
I'm 40.
Yeah.
Quite poorly.
I could throw you pretty far. 20 feet, I could probably throw you 20 feet.
Right on over?
Remember, I think we tried this already once.
No. I can help jump it. I'm just thinking though,
Yeah.
like once I get over, what am I get tied to? One of the trees, right?
I don't know what's inside.
How
I think
how
tree on the
um,
outside.
No idea.
how high is the wall? Sunday?
20.
20 feet
20 feet.
or so.
Okay.
I remember when it's going to tree. Is this rocks or what do you tell? Or is this the tree?
We don't have a view of what's inside.
Here, hand me that. The owl
You tell
did.
me what I see.
Oh, yeah, the owl.
The owl did go over the top.
Yeah,
so
we do have a view of that.
I'll scratch off a little bit here. Am I even uncovering the right side? Yes, I am. Oh man, I need this. This paint just flakes off in huge portions. You guys want to see the inside too? Because that's what you're getting.
You got a piece of paper?
The whole thing.
It's
Yes.
I
fine.
don't know what to do.
It's fine. Nobody's gonna care if you know where the bathtub is. Guys, I think we sneak in through that room. I can sense water.
Hey guys.
Grim starts like
Sunday can.
poking around like Cole's muscles and like writing down some equations. Yes, I think this just might work. I have an idea, but it's risky. Do you remember my web?
Yeah.
Cole,
It worked very well when we were surrounded.
I may be able to cast it on the wall. If you think you're strong enough, you can climb through it.
Oh my god. Otherwise,
Spider Fin does whatever a halfling can.
No, Finn's not strong enough. But
Toss
Cole
down a
is.
rope and pull us up.
Over the spider.
I think I can just jump 20 feet, guys.
You're just gonna leap it. Okay.
You
Well,
think you could jump 20 feet? Didn't this happen with
a
another?
6-foot great axe?
I think this is another
Yes,
character.
I could hook the great axe on top of the wall and pull myself up
Can you lie?
fairly easily.
Another one of your characters thought they could jump it too.
Yeah, with no strength. That was stupid.
Alright, well,
Very stupid.
Ambush first.
so, first off,
Cole, you're the warrior.
there's trees on this already, like, we can see that. So, we can attach a rope to one of these trees. You just throw me over and I'll just tie it off. Or, I could use my last spell slot and disguise self and just walk in. One of the guards.
Why don't you do that?
It's my last spell slot. It's a second level.
Wait, if walking in is an option, why didn't we do that when we had someone who was invisible?
Yeah, I can show. I gotta look like somebody. You can't just walk in.
How long do you guys talk all this over?
Maybe a half hour.
So,
Half hour?
Yeah.
I would say, probably 40 minutes to search the wall as we walked around it.
Yeah.
Probably.
Sunday.
What did you do? Laps? Because it takes these guys just a couple of minutes to do a circle
is that
around
small?
This is a mansion.
it.
Oh, okay. So
yeah.
it's like maybe 2-3 acres or something. Okay.
It's
Okay,
not
well, shit. We
huge.
still have some time left.
It's not huge, but these guys are able to make a circuit around it, and
Right.
I mean, I haven't dropped concentration on my spell, so if it hasn't been an hour, she's still invisible.
So we just
well, I believe she came back too, right?
I did.
So, regardless, how long do you
Is
guys
she
want?
invisible still?
Well, that's up to you guys. How long do you guys want to talk about this?
I mean,
Okay,
if she
no,
checked
I got an
everything out,
keep your concentration. We're going to go in. You are going to stand at the base. You're going to jump over Cole once we get up to the side of this wall. We could and potentially make it through without killing the guards, or we can kill them really quickly, and then you can jump over Cole up on top of the wall and then sneak through and tell us what you see. You can keep an eye on him with your owl, hopefully from above. Find a way in, come back, say something to us.
Yeah.
Then we won't be jumping into a trap.
Okay.
I lift you up and push up.
We need to decide now. Are the three of us going to kill
Right.
2 guards? I mean, 2 of us.
5 guards.
5 around the
Yes.
corner? Do you think you can sprint up to that wall really quickly and then run back and in between a patrol
Oh yeah. He said a few minutes. That should be plenty of time.
for them to round a corner?
We'd have to do it. So I'm assuming the road is like this. I mean, the road's not going to go around to the back side of the compound.
Yeah,
So it's over here. So I'm assuming the guys in the tower that can see us from a long ways away. We can't just go to the back of their compound without them knowing.
Sam.
Mm-mm.
Okay. So,
There's got to be another way in.
We could wait for dark. Are these humans?
Mixed race.
Still, even I can only see 120 feet in the dark.
Sunday, you told us that there's a guard shift coming in.
Yeah. In a few hours.
They're going to show up here?
They're waiting for something in just a few hours at 10.
What if we take out the guards and then impersonate him? What if this guy's really strong now?
Wait, you
It's
want
5 guys who we have to take on, and then 5 guys later.
Mm-hmm.
to ambush the caravan that's coming?
Yeah.
And
I
then
think
make
that
our
might
way in.
be an idea. Catch them up the road a ways.
Which direction?
I know. That's just it. Ooh.
They coming
Do
from
we
town?
know?
They're probably coming from the other complex. On the inside of the village, and the only entrance is it's either Rivergate or this one, and that one's a pain in the ass to get around.
That one. You're not.
Because look, you can't even get down the cliff until you go all the way out here.
It's miles
So
out
they're
there.
gonna go up. Do we know where in the city the first compound is?
No.
We're gonna get that information from the elf. I mean, just the layout of the city. I'm assuming the north gate's where they're coming from.
Have to. Yeah, dick move in.
You send your.
Owl to keep look for him.
We could just. I think we should just choose a side.
We're wasting a spell here, though, if we do that.
Invisibility.
Oh no. Honestly, we got some good
Really?
information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's already. I mean,
We
we've
wouldn't know
gotten some
about
good
the
info.
shipment otherwise.
So that sounds like a good idea. I mean, we gotta take on 5 guys now.
More
If
than
we
that.
fail, though, we'll be able to run away. just be like, oh, we got ambushed on the way up here.
Well, we can't damage the cart.
Oh boy.
How quick can you dig with that spell, Finn?
Pretty fucking fast.
I could put in we can,
Make the road impassable. I can chop a tree down.
or I could put an illusion there even.
Oh, yeah.
Probably even easier. Good idea.
Probably just cover with snow.
A big
If
tree
you can,
illusion?
if you can
Yeah,
dig,
yeah.
why are we
Tree size.
climbing?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
Or make it just look like road.
because when we dig out in the open out here Sunday, they'll see me. And it's
Even at night?
It's fast. It could also potentially be loud. And how far out can they see? Plus, we're
How
trying
loud
to beat
is
them before there's
moving
more
dirt
people, though.
without a shovel?
Let's go north. See what we see.
I can't dig underground. I can only dig holes.
I was actually thinking of digging a pit for the guard, the patrol.
That's coming, right?
No,
On the wall?
around the wall.
No, it's too fast. I wouldn't be able to dig it fast enough. I know it only takes 6 seconds per hole, but I would only be able to maybe dig 2 5-foot holes and then they come around and then we'd be in a fight with 5 different people.
Not enough.
And it wouldn't stop me once I fell in the hole and only be 5 feet deep. We could stop the caravan, surprise them. That gives a little bit of
And that was
advantage.
a new set of guards coming?
Mm-hmm.
Fresh guards.
Yeah.
Didn't say. He said when somebody named Dagbull shows up, they're out of here.
It's supposed to be a hard ass.
Maybe he's the only one that's coming.
Maybe just
The other
the
guards
way
are
that
asleep.
they were talking, it seems like he's a little more laid back than whoever's in charge now.
God, if they knew him specifically,
Right.
then we could have just we can't come up. But if
It was
they
the
did-
opposite. I think it was the opposite.
Well,
One spell slot.
send the out south. We move north. We get out of eyesight. Wait for dark. Get the caravan.
He said he's gonna show up in 3 hours, right? All right, we think they're coming from North Gate, right?
So-
for 3 hours, set up a pit trap.
I'm having
Filling Team
flashbacks.
Rocket.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it. Let's go for it.
Team Rocket.
Okay, so you all find a place to kind of hunker down and get out of sight, correct?
Yeah.
We're moving north.
Yeah.
Right.
So this is the main road from the
Yeah.
North, right? We're expecting him to come this way.
Yeah.
We're going to set up a trap somewhere along that route, which is
Mhm.
probably here, right, where these trees are.
So
Okay.
you said the compound was here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's trees here.
Is that what I
So
said?
could I use
Right
those
there.
trees?
You originally pointed
Yeah.
around here, but you weren't specific.
I don't remember where I
So now,
pointed.
I mean,
Sure.
And this isn't like perfectly topographical and all that, but
Yeah, no, that's perfect. That's where you are. There are trees on the other side, but you guys stupidly, Finn was like, hey, let's build a fire over here in the field. That was Finn's idea.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. I'm messing with you.
Poor Finn. He's so retarded. It's just simple, Real simple.
Halflings.
He just likes to cook fancy foods.
You're right. It was probably
and
Timbers who
sing
did it.
and dance all the time.
okay.
Sounds
So yeah, we
like-
move north.
It's so whimsical.
You move north and find a place where you can hunker down.
Using
Let
my
me.
survival skills, I look for a good ambush spot.
Okay, you give me that survival skill. I would like everybody else's stealth or deception skill to try and find a place where you can blend in and hide.
19.
Oh yeah, you find a little burrow, kind of a ditch that has mostly filled in with snow, but it doesn't look like a ditch.
19.
Okay, so I need to dig this hole first, right?
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, a 5-foot hole is bigger
how-
than you.
Roll deception
Does
is a
anybody have any sight
25.
on me from where I'm standing?
Stealth is a 29.
I'm
What do
rolling
I see with my
stealth
perception check?
right now.
Okay.
Oh!
Nice.
Natural 20. And
Wait.
I don't
Where'd Grim
know.
go?
Right?
Yeah, where's Grim?
It's just a hat
Wow.
on a
Yeah.
snowman. There's like a carrot and everything.
Glasses on the snowman.
I use my
Looks up. You got
over here. Yeah.
I use my 6 for their perception check to detect us.
Well, we don't see anybody yet. Hold on.
I
Just wait.
I don't know when you're gonna roll it, what you're gonna do. I'm letting you know.
Just telling you now.
You have to see him to do it.
Okay, fine. You're right. I do.
Let's try.
How,
Finn,
so
you
20 feet, that's a
do
long ways.
not.
Plus, can you do it through your house perception?
Finn,
Good question.
you do not spot anyone looking at you or perceiving your group. The rest of you kind of find an area and you hunker down in a sort of a snow-filled burrow and you try to conceal yourselves. Roughly 15 before 10, a large group of people starts coming down the road. As they get closer, you try and count them out. Something around 20 people, all dressed in the same uniform as the people of the estate. You watch them move down the road and head towards that area. Do you dig your hole?
No, I broke it. The fuck out of there.
It's leaping up out of the snow. You just run.
I didn't hide, right? So
I was
trying to
We
see.
need those
I was trying to
candles.
see if I should have done
Yeah.
the hole beforehand.
Anyways,
I'm glad you threw me the bone. by the way.
anyways, none of them seem to do anything. You take off and they don't really pay much
Hang on,
attention to you.
describe this caravan of people. Or is there a...
No wagon. They're on foot. A few of them hold torches. Mixed races. Elves, dwarves, humans, predominantly. The occasional... Well, it's a good fair number of them are half-orc.
Can I make a... I look for anyone that seems to be a spellcaster. Component pouches, arcane focuses.
You see a couple of them.
Okay.
You cannot identify what sort of spellcaster that they are. A few of them seem to have less lamellar armor and a little bit more flowy robe to them, and you do see component pouches. A few of them are a bit more heavily armored. Their leather being replaced with actual plates of mail that are sewn into their lamellar armor. Others appear to be a little bit more leather armored. As they all make their way, they make it to the estate, and you hear a horn sound. The gates rise up. You see that the two towers actually are both pulling a winch. The four men on two on each side, pulling a winch. This gate lifts up, and this new group is allowed to come in. It's a good 20 minutes or so. You hear the sounds of people barking orders and whatnot and other such things, but you do not make out any distinct words or voices.
Did they close the gate?
Yes, after they had all walked in, the gate does come closed. After all of this happens, you see that the patrol on the outside has stopped for a few minutes during this entire time as everybody moves inside. At which time the gate, at the end of it, the gate opens again, and a large group of these people, around 20 or so, leave the estate, and a new group goes out on patrol. You see that a new group has ascended the gate at the same time, and the shift change is almost all simultaneous, with the exception of the outside patrol stops for about 5 minutes.
Are they wearing any cloaks, insignias?
Yes, they are. You do see that they are wearing a house insignia. Most of their armor is all completely black, with the exception of whatever chain or splint or metal that might be showing. However, there is an insignia embroidered onto each chest piece. It appears to be a two-faced portrait, one half being human with red hair, the other half being a devil. There is an inscription. You are not close enough to read it.
We are not kicking the doors down to this place. Bottom line, that's not happening.
No, I'm glad we waited because otherwise we wouldn't have saw a retinue of 20 people leaving the building.
And we'll pick it up next week.
Guard change, yeah.
Yeah, we'll pick it up again. I'll let you all stew on that for a little bit.
So now we know there's at least 20 guards and the 3 captains inside.
Okay.
That doesn't count the resident military that permanently stays there. There's always a set.
Wait, it's
It's just a mansion.
right?
Oh, it's a mansion. Okay, I'm thinking it's like a compound.
20
Their
plus the
training-
5
Their
guards.
training happens inside. They said they sell the mercenaries here outside of the city.
Oh.
What are you all still doing here?
Trade
Gotcha.
mercenaries.
Go home.
Right?
Talking.
It's over.
Hey.
Yeah.
It's over.
Whatever, Wayne's World.
It's
Can't
over.
stay here.
Go.
Oh, Garth. No.
I'm sure whoever watches our stream
So movements and recall.
will have plenty of wondering on what they would do themselves. And maybe our viewers will throw you guys a couple of ideas in our chat.
Yeah.
Until then,
Cool.
you can all stew on this for a little bit.
Next week's top reply: kill yourselves.
Oh, come on.
We need like a still watching badge
Just
for
party
Norby,
white.
which is like the last 20 minutes.
So I did some research. We can't actually give out the little custom-made emote
emotes?
things until we're a partner. So
Oh,
when we get partner status, then we can upload 3 custom ones, and I know how to do
That's
that now.
cool.
For the different subscriber roles.
That's cool.
So yeah.
And when
So
you say
that one
custom,
guy that mentioned, yeah, I can
we
do
can
any picture.
create them.
Yeah, it's really easy. Yeah, it's the same way I do the numbers and stuff on screen.
Okay,
It's really easy.
that's awesome.
I'm gonna make a bunch of one at a time.
I mean, we could just have characters' faces would be cool.
Yeah.
I mean, that alone would be cool, but we can do all kinds of
All sorts, anything you want.
Right.
I'm
We-
the
I
fan
think-
now.
Yeah, we can change a bunch of stuff.
I want a
Anyway,
screaming devil face.
So that
Yeah.
will, yeah. I mean, absolutely, the Tomb of Annihilation face guy.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one. Although it might be copyright. No, it's probably
No.
free.
If they let us use
It's a
the D and
free
D,
DRM
if they let us use the D&D logo on T-shirts and whatever as open source,
Yeah.
I think
So
I'm
probably
okay.
just the sign dragon for the D&D would be a cool one. I can make that super easy. And then the Tomb of Annihilation screaming face. And then the cool D20. And then different subscriber levels would have that.
Yeah.
So just another idea for content.
Right.
Okay, we're signing off. Adios. Bye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.
Turn in next week
We're
for
back.
episode chapter 6.
We attack a compound.
The Heist will be the name of next week's episode. The Heist.